Oh my God, we're here. We're live on the internet. Ooh, I feel so short. Why is my camera like that? Hey, there we go. I felt very tiny on the screen. Hello. How are you guys? Hello.
Hello.
Ooh, I just realized there's no music here. What's going on? Happy Tuesday.
Yes.
Hey.
I did not realize it was like I don't know, did not feel like a Tuesday today. I was very discombobulated.
Why? Is that possibly, Taylor, because it's April 19th and we got like 1.5 feet of snow yesterday? Is that part of the reason? Because it threw me off.
I was so angry. I walked out into the kitchen and there's like this giant like sunroom that you can kind of look out into, and I was like, what is going on right now? Like my car is gonna be covered in snow. Like I'm ready. I'm horrible, and I get up like 15 minutes before I have to leave for work, and it's awful.
Yeah, no,
And I was
that's
like,
no good when you're like driving through
shoot.
nightmare weather. I heard it was supposed to just be like a little rain and like some ice, this, that. And then I went and checked the weather yesterday. They're like winter storm advisory, 10 to 15 inches. And it's just like
not winter
dumped.
anymore.
And I'm like frantically outside running around yesterday. Like I'm in the middle of a million projects outside like an idiot. I'm like rolling machines out. I got like power tools all over the lawn, I got my wood all uncovered. So now I'm like cleaning up all that. And my one big regret is that I did not like cut all my daffodils. I was like, probably it'll melt pretty fast, but my flowers just got like obliterated. My primrose is under like a foot of snow, like everything. All my daffodils are like cracked in half, like on the ground, like wah.
The path leading to my like office, like the building, is all daffodils, and I walked in, and they're just poor things.
Yep, they did not make it. It was a very like specific thing that my mother always did when we were kids that became very funny. We're like, my friends would all be over. We'd all be like hanging out. We're outside. We're playing like tag, hide and seek, whatever it is. And next thing you know, my mother would come outside with a fistful of scissors and be like, I need you to cut all the daffodils right now. It's going to rain. And she would like make us go like a work camp, like through the garden and cut all the daffodils to like bring inside before it rained to like maximize preserve them. No, that's my great. Irises are not out yet, Micah. Thank the gods. I mean, the swords are, but the leaves will probably be fine. They can like handle a little bit of cold, Mm-hmm. I'm just glad I didn't go like buy annuals yet and start stuffing them in the dirt. I was watching people like planting their gardens for the last like 2 weeks, like real brave folks for upstate New York in April.
Yeah, that's very brave. Oh dear.
Anyway, so yeah, the weather's weird. It's been a weird week, but it's Tuesday, which is an exciting day of the week for me because we go to space and I love it. Yeah.
Holy moly, it's Tuesday. I'm finally unmuted. Woo!
Yeah. Nice. Welcome. How are you guys feeling? What's going on? Anything new or
very
exciting?
Full.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Did I just down an entire plate of Cincinnati chili in about 10 minutes? Yes, I did.
God bless you.
Woo! Now I feel. And now it was like so good the entire time, and now that I'm like breathing again, I'm like, woo! Boy, howdy!
The heat will get you. Food is important. It's like good. It's fuel for your brain. You need it to like play good D&D, right?
Yeah. Well, I can't promise the latter of that, but I definitely got fuel.
Yeah, well, to play like some kind of D&D, at least. Fuel's good.
Yeah, fuel's great. Fuel,
Yeah,
I mean, as long as it's not carbon emission.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I went.
It's just when we're talking about April, winter, snow. Okay, go ahead, Taylor. Please, I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I had nothing like very important to contribute other than that. My dinner was a bowl of frosted mini wheats. So.
Ooh.
Doing good.
That's okay. That's like very, Jerry Seinfeld, The Good Life. I mean, I'm really dating myself to talk about Seinfeld eating cereal, but like whenever I eat cereal as like an actual meal and I'm like, dear God, like I'm older than 35. Dude, this is entirely unacceptable. And then I just am like, no, Seinfeld did. I remember all that cereal on the shelf. It's okay. It's okay. I'm going to allow it.
Why is 35 the cutoff?
I don't know.
So specific.
It's very arbitrary, right? But it feels like, I guess you know what it was. Well, it was like, I remember turning 30 and being like, nah, not yet.
I know that feeling. Yeah,
I am
but
not
a lot of
like,
things.
prepared to accept the mantle of like full adulthood, like probably 35. Yeah.
Oh, good.
At my college,
like adult cutoff.
Yeah, roughly. At your college, what happened?
Oh no, it's fine. I was just gonna say at my college they had like a cereal bar in the dining hall, and it was just like the bank of cereal, and I'm pretty sure as my friend reminded me 2 months ago, I had a bowl of frosted mini wheats or some other cereal with every single meal. Like, honestly, in retrospect, very poor life choices. But,
Very
Yeah.
poor life choices.
Yeah.
you know, wouldn't be the first, definitely won't be the last.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna dox my boyfriend who might never see this, hopefully. And he reminded me that he tells me the story every time you have cereal. He's like, did I tell you how I used to eat honey oh no, I'm forgetting the name of
Is
them.
it Honey Nut
Honey Nut
Cheerios?
Cheerios?
Honey
Yes.
Bunches of Oats?
Honey bunches of oats. Yeah,
no,
there's
it's
good
Honey
thing.
Nut Cheerios.
Okay.
Okay. I was gonna say
Just
because
went right out of my head.
like bachelor dudes love honey bunches of oats.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
and-
a like consummate. When I was going through my divorce, Honey Bunches of Oats was like a persistent companion.
Yeah, he used to like in college that like all he ate was pizza and cereal, but he would eat the cereal out of like a popcorn size like mixing bowl.
The big bowl. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
that was a
in my
very-
family, we call that a
Stressed
Jethro
out.
Bodine bowl.
Oh,
It's a
my
Beverly
God.
Hillbillies reference.
Indeed,
Oh
it
my
is.
gosh,
Where you
the
with the
Beverly
big
Hillbillies.
serving spoon.
Mhm.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I used to watch that when I was little. Wow.
For me, it was like a Macaulay Culkin achievement moment as like an
Oh,
11-year-old, like Home Alone had like just came out. We're like really of an age, and me and my good buddy Macaulay, and I remember like that day of like today. I'm pouring the whole bowl of cereal into the giant stainless steel mixing bowl, and I don't care how much milk it's in. It's
just-
very
it-
at all.
it- You can't eat enough of it before the rest of it gets soggy. It just doesn't
You wanna
make any
bet?
sense.
This feels like a real like live challenge is coming down here. We're
I
like-
certainly can't because I am already challenged with just a singular bowl of like small bowl of cereal. I get distracted so easily, and all of a sudden the cereal's soggy, and yeah.
You get
I'm-
distracted from your cereal bowl. Amazing.
Yes.
I
No.
love the
Never.
Every single.
I love the like I think I can eat more than I can like isms of like I had my mom was dating a guy when I was a young man who used to bring us to like this kind of fancy ice cream shop and buy like these pan-packed pints of like nice ice cream. And so he brought my friend and I once, my buddy Rob, John's little brother from the Titans Airstream. And so Rob and I are there. We're like nagging him, like we want a gallon of this and we want a gallon of that and we want a gallon of this. And he's like, what are you gonna do with all this ice cream? I'm not buying you guys 8 gallons of ice cream. Okay. You're like 11. You're insane. Get over it. And we're like, what? We could each eat a gallon, you know? We're- yeah. And he's
I'm
just
just
like,
still stuck at, you're 11, you're insane,
yeah,
get
I mean,
over it.
that's how these people legitimately talk to me at 11 years old, Troy. Take that for what you want. But we definitely proceeded to get into like a challenge match in the ice cream store of like, all right, 11-year-olds, you want to each eat a gallon of ice cream? So you will. And he
Oh,
bought us each a
gosh.
gallon of ice cream. And we sat down at my mom's kitchen table. And I just remember looking at Rob across the table and the smile on his face, the like euphoric delight that both of us experienced at the idea we were going to sit here and gorge ourselves on a gallon each of ice cream. And we got like a third of the way through that thing and it just, everything fell apart
Yeah.
So
pretty
my
quickly.
Bio 12 teacher had a deal that if you could eat, and again, I don't know units of measurement that you use, but anyway, you know, a giant ass thing of ice cream in class completely, you would get an automatic A in his class. But the problem is that the amount of ice cream in that thing is larger than the capacity of your stomach. So it
Yeah.
was like a physical impossibility, which is
Yeah.
why he was like, yeah, go ahead. And so I remember like some pretty gross experiences of people attempting it. I, on the other hand, am a grown adult who bought myself 6 pints of ice cream the other day. So
Mhm.
God
Oh.
bless you.
That's
Yeah.
adulting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ice
I
cream
just
is
think-
essential.
Epic
Yeah.
adulting.
To both Melissa's and Rich's point, I think buying a child a gallon of ice cream is an excellent way to teach them about weights and measures,
Yeah.
right? Because then you
Yeah.
can like separate it into like, here are 4 quarts. Now, how many of those do you think you can eat? Oh, you think you can eat all 4? Okay. Well, each quart is actually made of 2 pints. All right. Here's the, we'll just go from there.
That was
Oh.
berries for me. Yeah. That's how
I
I
love
did that.
Troy turning this like degenerate gluttonous behavior.
Yeah,
into
that is
an
not where I
academic
thought.
lesson.
Like,
How
the
can
teaching
children
moment was going to be.
learn from it?
yeah, it's
Um,
very impressive.
How do I
My-
teach these kids?
It's very
My thing for some random reason was I still don't understand it to this day. So I talk to my grandfather about it all the time, like when I was little, and I desperately wanted to eat a package of hot chocolate, just to powder.
Mhm.
And
It's
he
ve-
said that I could not do it until I was 15 years old.
And as soon as you turned 15,
Yes. So he passed away when I was 9, and I still waited until I was 15 years old
wow.
to try powdered hot chocolate, and
How'd that turn out for you?
I inhaled it and nearly choked.
Because it's like basically the cinnamon challenge, right? Wasn't that a thing?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. Yep. Yeah.
Bad
It was
college
rough.
diet practices. Yeah, the cinnamon challenge. Yep.
That's incredible, folks. More breakfast discussion before we play D&D for sure.
Yep, we love it. Also important PSA, Taylor alerted the Dragonfly crew
Thank you.
this
I was gonna say.
for all who are concerned and are keeping track of our food commentary along the way. Lime Skittles are back, baby. So all is right in the world.
Let's
Done with that
go.
nonsense. We're just going to bot that out of history for a little while.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Mm-mm.
Let's be
Well, hold on. I do need to just get on the record that I did make a TikTok about that 6 months ago
Mhm.
where I literally said like the greatest travesty was that lime Skittles were removed from Skittles, and then like fast forward like 3 months later, I find out they're coming back. So I made another TikTok about that. I have since bought. I'm gonna go with like at least 1,000-fold increase on the number of Skittles that I've purchased
Yes.
just since they brought back the lime Skittles, and now I'm getting ads on TikTok and on Twitter that are literally their ad
Taste the
campaign.
rainbow, Troy.
Their ad campaign is, "We're sorry,
Yeah,
we screwed
Yes.
up,
I saw
Yeah.
him.
but it's back."
I saw him. It's so good. Like, I thought it was
Oh
like
my
an April
gosh.
Fool's thing when it first was happening, but they were like, "We're sorry," you know. Like it's very-
So let me just state this. This is now a public forum. It's being recorded.
Mhm.
I forgive you. I forgive you.
Aw,
I forgive you.
there you go.
Very big of you.
love it.
Thank you.
We love compassion for multinational candy makers.
Yeah, the Mondelez Corporation or whoever the hell owns it. Yeah,
It's very.
they're going to be okay now.
Yay Skittles, Boo Raisins, Dragonfly.
Yeah, don't forget the
Launch.
important points.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, those are first on the agenda before every stream. We just need to make
Clamato.
sure.
We waffle on that one a little bit, you know. We're kind of divided.
Oh yeah, Aiden and I had a whole conversation this morning about blood sausage versus clamato and like which food was inherently grosser.
It's definitely blood sausage. I mean, this is not
What's
even a
blood
debate. One of them is
sausage?
meat.
Both.
You've just
Both.
revealed yourself as not reading George R.R. Martin's unfinished text, Taylor, which is perfectly
have
reasonable,
not.
something you should be upset about. But yeah, he loves to talk about blood sausage.
Ew.
I mean, I don't want to speak for other nations and their food, but like when you know what it is, it sounds bad. To quote a certain hedgehog on a previous stream of ours.
Yep. It's true. It's true. Too true. I'm saying Clamato definitely not as gross. I think that's an easy call. Nonetheless, blood sausage and Clamato await us on the planet of Lun. Do we have any questions?
No.
It's just a planet of brunch. Is
Yeah,
that what's happening?
exactly.
No.
Do we have any questions? Is there anything we need to go over?
Nonetheless,
Yeah, nonetheless.
until you said that, I had absolutely no memory of what we did last week, and
Yeah.
now I'm suddenly remembering everything.
No, I
Is it
know.
all like crashing back into you right
It's
now?
all come crashing
Love
back
it.
in.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't crash because Lex pulled some pretty wicked maneuvers.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
why.
pretty wicked, especially considering that nasty DM made you roll an intelligence check to land. the
Yeah.
ship, and you killed it. So, way to go, Lux.
Yeah, you landed. We fought 2 wyverns,
Mm-hmm.
and then we met somebody whose name I'm blanking on. Yeah,
Jenny Blossom and Rip
Yeah.
Oswaldo.
and oh gosh, what's Yana's new name? Ara?
Naya.
Naya.
Naya. Thank you. Naya tell us. Yeah. And we're gonna go help Ginny explore a cave or something to get answers.
The Strand ruins, or we're gonna go. That's what we're looking for, I think.
Yeah. I mean, that's all the beats. You guys got it.
Last week on Dragonfly, right?
Yep.
we just covered it.
All of that happened, and so I think it's like the camera opens and we see the familiar form of your space-faring craft perched on its 4 insect-like legs, the cockpit, the head of the Dragonfly hanging over the edge of this cliff on this large lake amidst the kind of rolling hillsides, sparse interposed copses of trees, and meandering rivers of the landscape of Lund. We see the ruins of long abandoned buildings, homes forgotten for centuries, covered in vine and kudzu, moss swallowing the bits of rock that remain of these once dwellings. The body of a massive wyvern lies dead near the end of the ship, the other of which I believe escaped, wounded badly. It raced off through the forest. The small black-haired halfling stands kind of wide-eyed with the group of you, as I think that Jake was kind of locking the doors on the Dragonfly when last we left, and I think Reya is following around like, oh, Jake, no, we can't lock the doors, unlocking all the doors, as Naya wanders away from you, Doc, looking at their sword strangely, kind of drawing it from the hilt, I think I'm gonna need a minute. And they make their way up onto the ship. They think that the camera focuses around on the 3 of you, Lux, Doc, Professor, the tiny halfling form of Ginny Everblossom, a historian by her own words, out here researching the lost shrine of an ancient dragon named Valistrastrand. Her horse killed by the attacking wyverns. You managed to save her life, and so you sit. I believe Doc having volunteered to assist her in finding the remains, the ruins of this ancient shrine that she seeks.
Rich, sometimes I think you just come up with these names to see if Taylor can pronounce them.
Yeah, I do. It's a game we've been playing for many years. Taylor's the only one that ever wins. That's why she's my favorite. Yeah.
I love to play it. Yeah, it's my favorite game.
Well, now we know how you feel about us.
I mean,
got it.
Troy, come on.
Got it. No, of course we already knew. Come on.
Yeah, it's very bad. I'm sorry. So yes, as we pick back up, you guys are here, and I think that this halfling woman, Ginny, just kind of looking at the group of you is I honestly, I just can't believe that all of you have come down on this tiny ship from space and that you're willing to help me. I mean, gosh, this is really an incredible kind of a day. I mean, I've been out here for, well, not the longest of times, but it's been quite a while.
Well, I don't know if the Dragonfly's that tiny, but...
Oh, no, it's pretty tiny. I mean, I don't mean to be rude or anything. I'm also
You've never been to space before? What are you...
But I've seen all the other ships, and, I mean, they're all giant freighters and enormous. And
yeah, this is a different breed, baby.
What other ships do you... Giant freighters, are they part of the trade guilds?
Yes, I mean, in Copperport, it's a pretty busy place. It's really quite a magnificent city, as cities go. They're not my favorite, but this one is so ancient, and there's so many strange marvels. But, I mean, the freighters come in often, at least monthly. I don't usually talk to the folks that come off those ships much, but...
Aren't you a historian?
Yes.
Stories these people must have.
History does not technically begin until approximately 25 to 30 years after it occurs.
What?
Wait, what? Is that
Are you
real?
telling me that we haven't been making history this whole time?
Well, to be quite honest, no, not yet. We have
somebody writing down the things that we do? Because
Why
I feel
25
like
to
I
30
was
is
just searching through my
very
notes
specific.
to see if I could find what I had written down recently.
But I feel like really big events are probably history a lot faster than like small events, right? Like that it just 25 to 30 years feels like such a very specific and not true number.
If you ask my father, he would quite confidently say that 25 years is the cutoff past which something goes from being a current event to being studyable history. But,
Reggie?
yes. Huh?
what are your parents' names?
My parents' names.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my mother is Eustace Fry, and my father is Richard Wigglebottom.
Right.
Professor Richard Wigglebottom, of course.
Wait, so that's how you put the names together?
Yes, it's quite common in Giff-Q society to combine the surnames of your parents.
It's incredibly enlightened, really. Something admirable that I think a lot of communities could really pay attention to.
Well,
Yes, we made quite a few changes when we arrived on Kisandi. I'm not certain that the Giff would take on such a norm.
interesting. Do you have any siblings?
No. I was an only child. We do not need to bore our.
No, we
new
definitely
friend.
do. You're an only child. That's cool.
No, it's not boring at all. I mean, I
Yeah,
love
no.
to hear about this kind of thing.
Sorry, yeah, just curious. I feel like we should know these things about each other. We've been on a ship for a really long time, and I realized I didn't know the names of your parents.
Yes.
What was like your childhood like?
my childhood?
Yeah.
It was quite remarkable in some ways and unremarkable in others. I was quite drawn to books and learning, as all good children are, and my parents were very focused on their studies as well as mine. My mother, most especially, rose in the ranks of the academy, and my father was able to be as present and provide nurturing.
That sounds pretty great, actually.
Yes, I had, by all accounts and most comparison, quite lovely and structured, supportive, normal, if I could say so myself, childhood.
Nice. So how'd you end up in space then?
Yeah, that was my question.
I left.
Do your parents know you left, or did you just kind of go?
Oh, no, of course, they supported me in this decision. It was quite an important one and was a deviation from the plan. So,
Very courageous of you all. I mean, I can't imagine going out that far away. It seems kind of exciting in one way, but then, well, I mean, you were talking about the scary sphere on your ship and the blood drinking plant, and it seems kind of frightening up there.
Yeah, but it's also cool.
yes, one accustoms themselves once you get used to the space, the confined quarters, many days in a row.
Oh, I think I'd be okay with that part. Our burrow was pretty small where I grew up, but I kind of know what you mean. I mean, the first 10 day or so after I started out on this expedition, I thought that, well, I don't really know what I thought, but I didn't know what to expect, that's for certain. When the wolves came on the 13th day, it was something. Oswaldo ran all night long.
You got attacked by wolves?
Oh, yeah. I mean, other things too along the way. It took me 3.5 months to get here from the capital.
Whoa.
Yeah. I never would have made it without Oswaldo, but, well,
Sorry about Oswaldo.
Honestly, me too, but these things happen. It was pretty quick. I'll be honest, I'm really glad I'm not alone out here.
Yeah.
Well, that in some ways is our mission, if you could put a word to it. We are here to tell people that they are not alone, and that there is much more to the universe than they see before them.
And to ask if you're being oppressed, and to let you know that you don't have to use the name that you have right now. You can pick whatever you want.
Yes, that too. Those are important principles.
I really like my name.
Well, there you go.
Did you all change your names to go to space?
No.
No.
Oh. I'm not being
good.
oppressed either. I mean, well, not everything is really great for me all the time, but I don't think anyone's oppressing me. We have a pretty egalitarian government here. I mean, the prelates are all, well, they're all good enough folks, and they try to do a good job. I mean, gosh, after the elves came, they even renamed one of the protectorates the Kingdom of Blossoms, because that was where they came from, and the elves didn't even want that. I think that's part of why they renamed it. But anyway, I don't think anybody's being oppressed.
Well, that's good.
Guess
Also,
you'd have to
speaking
ask
of
around.
blossoms, is there
Yeah.
is one of the bards here?
Maybe. I mean, usually one of them is. Maybe sometimes all three. I don't pay that much attention to the comings and goings of them, to be honest with you. I'm not much of a music person, but hey, thank you for the sub, Homebrew Coffee. Also, hello, Meaningless Cosmic Void and Smelly Cat. We love you guys.
Hey, welcome.
Yeah, I think that she's just like, I mean, I know the Bards of the Blossoms, they're some of the most outspoken of the elves, and they come and go as they will, but I mean, are you looking for one in particular, or?
I just kind of want to talk to one, because... Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Are you looking for one in particular, or just like generic Bard of the Blossoms? Was there one bard?
There was one that Ferris mentioned
Yes.
way back, but
I forget which one, but it did strike me at the time that if our goal is to spread the seed of
Don't put it
No?
like that. No.
to manifest goodness
There we
through,
go.
is that
Yeah.
these again, the very point of engaging a bard in this is to get assistance in how best to tell the story. The rhetoric one uses, the flash and pizzazz. These are things I lack.
Well,
Pizzazz.
certainly you can talk to the folks at Copperport, and I'm sure that they'll be able to point you in the right direction. You all have never been here before, have you?
nope. Well, if I do, I don't remember.
Do,
Okay,
I
you,
go a lot of places.
do you often
I
not
don't know.
remember where you've been, Lux?
I mean, I was really little, so
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
like, you know, if your like parents are driving and you're not really paying attention to like all the spots that they stop along the way because you're like
I was
too busy.
paying attention to the driving, just not where we were going.
What are your parents' names again, Lux? I'm certain that I've asked you this before. I just
You should know because it's the guild that we're in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I apologize.
Wait, you all are gilded, or?
Yes.
Yes.
It's a very
Oh.
small but important guild.
Yeah, then when you get to Copperport, I mean, that's probably where you should go if you're looking for the Bard of the Blossom. That's also where I heard a Ferris was, but that was months ago. But anyway, when you get there, the Dragon Guard, well, they're pretty scary, but they're good folks, and so they'll escort you down in, probably to one of the hummingbird nests. They're really weird. They're kind of cool, but I'm sure that you can ask them.
Very
Wait, a hummingbird?
weird. Very weird and kind of cool.
Well, that's what
That sounds
they
awesome.
call the
Sort
docking
of our
ports. They were built by the gnomes during the Great Construction. And the truth is, we really don't know as much about how any of it was created as we did once. But it's incredible. They're giant spheres that hang from rotating arms up above all of the copper domes of
Say
the
less.
city buildings.
Say less, please, please.
Yeah.
We're already in.
Yeah, 100%.
I should just like to experience it firsthand.
Well, but we also want to help you find the ruins.
Oh yes, the ruins.
Yeah, we should probably do that first and then go.
Yeah, we can reward
We've been
ourselves
talking
with
for a while, haven't we?
Well,
a little.
reasonable.
Well, it's
amount,
just,
but I could talk for much longer.
These are wyverns. Have you ever seen wyverns before?
No.
Well,
Not that
so
Lux can remember.
they're not very friendly or social kinds of creatures.
We picked up on that.
Right. So it's not like they'll get mad that we killed one or anything, but they do eat each other's corpses, and they have
One will
excellent
come back.
senses of smell. So
Yeah,
we might
can.
want
yeah,
to
we
go
can-
soon. They're also very territorial, and they might try to knock your ship out of the sky. And I'm sure it's really strong, even though it's not the biggest ship I've seen. I know it's a lot bigger than me, but
Listen, you'll fly on it and then you'll see, okay? We'll do
Are
some
you-
fancy stuff.
Suggesting we don't fly on the ship or simply take precautionary measures?
okay. Well, oh gosh. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm getting a little nervous. Here's the thing. These ruins, I think that it's the ruins of a village. It was called Terrace on the Water. It's supposed to be about a 2 days ride from the shrine. This is all very tough information for me to come by. I was very fortunate. I got a meeting with the old sage during his last awakening, and well, he told me a lot of things. And he
What?
told me about the shrine. And so I think I know where I'm going. I'm pretty sure this has to be Terrace on the Water, or what's left of it.
Well,
This.
yeah, let's walk and talk. Should we like send the crew to just go like hang out and fly around?
I mean, maybe. I don't know so much about space and flying and things, but probably if they stay here, the Wyverns will come back and descend on them.
Okay, so let's I don't know who has the sending stones, so we can just
Oh yeah,
Right.
hey, no. I mean, do you
There
need
we go.
one? Or
yeah. Can we have one, and then you guys keep the other, and we'll
yeah,
you just-
Jake, stop
go-
blocking the doors.
Go
Okay.
have fun. Go fly around or
Thank
something.
you,
know, patrol the area. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, we'll patrol. Naya locked themselves in the bathroom. What's going on there?
Oh, I don't know.
I perhaps they ate something. I don't know.
Might have been the chili. Okay. Yeah, no. So let's go.
Okay, thanks.
That was Reya, in case you did not meet her.
Yeah,
She's
she's
quite
really-
potent. We probably should bring her with us, but sometimes.
I mean,
Not
you don't
in-
always have to bring a cleric with you every time you go on an adventure, you know?
Certainly helps. Right.
It does really help.
So then, we are to explore the terrace on the water and then perhaps find clues
Well-
to the shrine?
Yes, it was a tower set out in the middle of a lake. They said that the journey there, you used to have to take a small rowboat, and so I'm sure that this is the coast. We need to head southeasterly from here, and I think that we can find the ruins of the shrine.
I'm sorry, Rich. Dale's reaction was too good.
It's fine. You gonna make it?
We're not professional actors here. Yeah, I'm fine.
We're very professional D&D players, but we are not.
I'm a
actors.
ranger right
No,
now. Declare
You're-
they're stupid.
You're a ranger.
Sometimes we like to throw shade at each other's other characters. So that's fun. Okay.
Well,
Anyway, we're going to the
Yeah.
shrine.
right.
Yeah.
One moment, please. I just want to be sure that I have the appropriate objects on me. And I think, like, you see Reg just kind of like go through his pockets and everything, and then he goes ahead and pulls out the 2 Ioun stones and like tosses them up in the air, and they float up above him. Yes, these are quite powerful, goodness, what's the word? Artifacts, I should say, that could be of assistance to us in a pinch.
Yeah, sounds like. Have you ever heard of an astromancy archive?
Sorry, what now?
I'm certain that I have, but for my friends, I should like to hear your explanation.
Well, so.
Should we walk and talk?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're walking and talking.
Okay.
It's
You're
sorting up in
walking
here.
and talking, and I think, like, as you walk, like, we see in the distance, like, Ginny is kind of like leading you down along like the coast of this kind of large sprawling lake. It's big enough that you kind of can't see the other side. We're a bit like later in like the afternoon of the day. It looks like the sun falling a bit lower on the horizon. The weather like pleasant, like a very lovely kind of spring day. And so as she's walking with you, I think we see the dragonfly like rise up away from the ruins in the background and begin to pull away. And we hear maybe like the draconic cries of wyverns on the wind. And like she glances you up like, this way. They generally, well, I mean, they've got something to get distracted back there. I think as long as we stay in the trees, we'll be all right. I mean, I made it all this way without getting attacked yet. Anyway.
Except for by wolves and a bunch of other things, but
Hey.
I meant by wyverns. This was the first time
You've
Sure.
been attacked twice.
if you're going to
By
narrow it
wyverns.
down on one like very specific thing, then yeah, that specific thing didn't happen. But other similar and related things did happen.
Were we
Well,
not
Dad-
here, you would be dead.
There were the wolves.
Also, yeah, you did get attacked by wyverns. Just we stopped it.
Yeah, but I just mean it's a pretty good thing. I mean, I made it 97 days before.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
They got
Before
us
getting
all,
attacked
though.
by wyverns. Yeah.
Something I've
Sorry,
learned
guys.
about traveling with Doc is that she values accuracy above
Mhm.
all.
Well,
No,
I'm
so-
just
fine.
saying that the accuracy of the situation is such that for 96 days, while I stayed under decent tree cover, wyverns didn't kill my horse. And when I finally
Well,
got distracted by the ruins, then anyway, so yeah, well, what were we talking about? Oh, the astromancy archive, right?
Yeah, what the heck is
Right.
that?
I think it's an old artifact. That's what the old sage told me. You have to understand, he hasn't been awake in 35 years, and even now when he does wake up, it's not for very long. When werewolves get that old, they really like to sleep, and so we're lucky that he's still around and able to share what knowledge he has. So anyway, my grandmother,
one
she
moment, please.
Yes?
When what get that old?
Worms. Dragons, ancient worms.
Dragon.
It's a title of respect, I think. I think they sort of reclaim the word because by my accountings, it wasn't always, they used to mean it in a derogatory way. It was a thing that people said to dragons, but they've taken it now for their own. And so, yes, the old sage.
This is
Oh.
the sage you were talking about that gets awakened? What is
Yes, they
that?
just sleep, and
Yes.
then they like wake up and spout a bunch of wisdom and go back to sleep.
Well,
like
his
some sort
name
of
is
weird-
Frybottom.
Wait,
Frybottom.
whoa.
Frybottom. Phil Bristledor. Frybottom, the old sage.
Bristledor.
Frybottom. He's one of the oldest dragons that's left alive on Lun. At least that's what he would say. And I believe him, to be honest with you. So he sleeps under the city of Copperport. He's been there for a few centuries. And he,
That's so cool.
it's kind of cool. Yeah, that's what I said. So my grandmother got to meet with them because her great-great-great-great-grandfather also got to meet with them. And he had made a very generous donation to Forbisildor's hoard. And so those of us that are part of the genealogy and are interested in pursuing historical research are allowed to petition for meetings and requests when he has his rare awakenings. And so-
Jenny. Hey.
Right. It's all a lot. Look, he's a very old dragon. I think that he's somewhere in the region of 2,500 years old. He's one of the oldest that we have that was around, closest to the time of the Great Construction, when the gnomes built the cities here on Lun. Anyway.
Jenny, may I ask you a question?
Of course. I love questions.
Yeah, we're getting that.
Yes. When you don't know something, when there is something about a topic or an item or a person you don't know, how does that make you feel?
Not good at all. I hate it. It's like, gosh, there was a day there where I had a pebble in my boot and I had to keep walking. And I hate wearing boots anyway, but it was very muddy and it wore away at me. And it feels kind of like that. It's a little thing that just wears at you and it grinds at you and it's enough to make you pull your hair out. I mean, my grandfather, he was kind of like this, and he had a question about what there was out in the stars, and Grandma used to say that he needed to stop pulling his knuckle hairs out because his feet were going to go bald, and that he just needed to get over it and sleep, but he wouldn't. So that's why she went and she met with the old sage, and she got answers to a bunch of questions. But then when I read all of her stuff, it just led me to more questions, like how, like why, how is it that this old worm, that Felicia Sand, was able to meet with the gnomes, and they built these incredible things. You don't understand, Professor. There's tubes with platforms that go up and down. There's the hummingbird nest. There's walking walkways that walk on their own, and we don't even have to walk there. And the cities are incredible places, and nobody even understands how they built them. And somebody needs some answers.
Wow.
I'm sorry. So
I'm
when
sorry.
he was pulling out his knuckle
No,
hairs, it was
don't
it was the
apologize.
knuckles on his toes,
Well,
not
I
on
mean,
his fingers.
Of course, yeah.
Okay. Just yep.
Huh.
I'm very
Interesting.
distracted. I'm a little bit tired and frustrated.
Listen, that's totally fine. There's no need to apologize. You've been effectively just talking to your horse for about 3 months, right?
Yeah, yes, I have.
Don't.
Oh gosh,
Do you need a hug?
maybe. Am I
Okay.
going mad? I don't think I
No.
am.
No.
No.
You're fine.
Okay, I'm gonna just try again one more time.
No. Please, do not allow my astonishment to come off as any sort of judgment or discomfort with the way in which you express your enthusiasm. Quite the opposite. For the first time since I left Cassandra, I am quite speechless by the curiosity and fervor of another person. There are quite honestly talented and brilliant people among my friends here, but your zeal for knowing, jeez,
I have always had a
A Z
zeal.
word.
yearning and zeal.
Your
Your sir. It is. I'm reminded of something my mother once said, which is that when one sees a magnificent piece of art, it is so overwhelming the emotion one feels that it is impossible to put into words. And that is the very reason the artist chose to use paint. In that way, my friend, you are a magnificent painting.
Sometimes when I try to talk to people, I get a little carried away, and so I can kind of understand, because when I write it down, my thoughts are much more focused. I've never had much of an eye for art, but I'm glad to be somebody's painting, I think.
Wait, is that what he was? I'm so confused.
In a minute.
Well,
The end of that sentence, I was not expecting to be choose to use paint. It just went in a place that I wasn't expecting.
I didn't know how that sentence was going to end.
Taylor and I have feels tonight.
Improv.
We're professional actors, baby.
That's something that your mom used to say a lot. Is that?
Oh, yes. Well, my mother was Grand Station of the Academy, and she was foremost expert upon art and art history. And so the philosophy of art and why one would use it is, of course, of great interest to her.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Also, suddenly, because sometimes I do have a really good memory, I remember the name of the part of the blossoms that we were looking for. Redalia.
Oh, so we are looking for a specific one, not just like any
Yes.
bard to share our story.
Knew there was a name, but I could not remember until just a few seconds ago. And she likes Kenku, which I don't really know.
What do you mean she likes Kenku?
I don't know.
Oh,
She
Like,
is-
has a thing for Kenku?
No.
I mean, of course, you all
Well.
remember the great story. You seem to know a lot about the Bards of the Blossoms.
Hey, don't kink shame, okay?
Oh my god.
You broke the dungeon master.
Finally got me. I can try to like keep it together.
Oh my god. Wow. That is such a random thing in my notes, though. The Elven Bard held an affection for Kenku. That's it.
God, that feels like a sentence Duolingo would give you to translate. El bardo el viano le quiere a Kenku.
Yeah. I don't know if that translates very well.
Oh my gosh.
But
But
back on
anyways,
track. Back on track.
anyways, the ruins, the shrine, the
Right. So, anyway, I mean, it would make sense that this Redalia might have an affection for Kenku. The classic story of the Bards of the Blossoms were that they, well, not long after their coming here, some of them scattered throughout the world, and one revealed great knowledge and insight to a whole community of Kenku. There's supposedly a great collection of them on Kaer Saren, I believe, that their entire culture was sort of influenced by the Bard's impact there. But that's a different story.
Yes.
The
We
reason
should
I'm
keep the focus here, where we are.
looking for the shrine
We've been
of,
so on track.
When
Right.
we are.
yeah.
I mean, you're a very goal-oriented group. The whole reason.
No one has ever said that about us.
Really? Well,
Thanks.
Again, accuracy.
Oh, yeah. By the way, Doc, greatest mechanic in all of the galaxy.
You just gonna throw that in randomly now sometimes?
really?
Okay.
Okay.
I meant to say before when we were talking about the structure of things, but then everything just kind of went. It was like a landslide, so I missed my
Right.
opportunity. So I'm kind of backtracking.
Okay.
I
You
do
must
not
know
think,
a
whilst
lot
we
of
are
mechanics.
standing near the precipice at the edge of a lake, that we should be discussing landslides. Not to just. I'm suddenly fearful.
You're fearful.
Do you know where landslides happen? I don't know if like lakes are
Quite-
really like the prime.
Honestly, I
Right.
don't. Do
I think
do
like
they
hills,
not have?
right?
Oh, well.
Some sort of incline.
We
Might be
don't
necessary.
have much in the way of incline in hills where I grew up, so
Really?
It's flat.
well, no, we are mostly in a sort of flattish part of the northern parts. Perhaps I believe the avian communities live in the mountain type, but that's very far from the Aliago band where we are. It's much more marsh type.
Aliago? Is that what you just said?
Yes, the Aliago band. It's an integrated metropolis and nature preserve. It is quite lovely for all inhabitants and provides ample space for the Giff-Q to enjoy one another's company at a safe distance.
I know very little about your migration there, but I've heard that the Giff-Q were instrumental into the whole civilization at this point, and that your it's very fascinating relationships with the other denizens. Okay, Sunday.
Oh, yes, we do live quite integrated society, one of symbiotic connection with the bird and fish folk.
That's why I was kind of curious if you'd ever heard of an astromancy archive, I guess.
Yes, please explain to my friends.
Yeah, keep
They
going.
would love to hear about it.
I think like hours are passing. You guys are walking the conversations like all
Absolutely.
over
We
the
just
place.
keep
you know?
trying to get
I think
back
that this
to
is
the-
probably even like the next
my
morning, you know what I mean? You guys have like camped for the night, and she's like, okay, so
No. Just talk ourselves into it.
when I got to meet with the old sage, I had questions about how come there are so many fewer dragons than was recorded in the accountings of old. And he revealed that there is, well, he called it the dwindling. He says that the only one who might have the answers as to the why of it would be Valistrastrand. He keeps, well, quite impressive records himself. I think that when you live as long as some old drakes do, it's hard to remember everything that happens over thousands of years.
Yeah.
So he was able to point me in the directions of some texts that are kept in his lair. That's how I figured out where the shrine to Valistrastrand was here. And if there's answers as to why the dwindling is happening, why the dragons aren't hatching anymore here on Lun, the sage said that they would be here. But he also told me that Valistrastrand wasn't from Lun. Hers is a name that's not even well remembered, but he says that she was instrumental to the building of all the cities, that it was her who taught the gnomes how to achieve these impossible things that we're still trying to riddle out 4,000 years later. And the truth is that, well, if you're as good of a mechanic as she says you are, maybe you can make heads or tails of it, Doc, because our best minds still can't discern a lot of the things that they built and created. But amongst them was this astromancy archive. There were others made, I think. But they say it's kind of, well, a map, but also a powerful old artifact. It stores information, but also it can answer questions. And so one of the questions that's been wearing at me, like the pebble in my boot, is where she came from, where Valistrastrand was from, and why she did all these things that she did, and why she didn't leave answers for those of us that came afterwards. And the old sage says that, well, if we can find her shrine and the astromancy archive, we might be able to get some answers to that and to why the dwindling is happening. And that's all I know. So it's not really some great quest to save the world or anything like that. I just want to make sense of these questions that I don't have answers to.
Yeah.
That's as good a motivation as any.
Mm-hmm.
Curiosity
Let you
and
finish
knowledge.
telling us that.
Well, yeah, sometimes it's hard for me to get my thoughts out. So it's good that we took this day to get through everything else.
Yeah.
When one has more than 3 thoughts at one time, it can be challenging.
Right?
Do people have less than 3 thoughts at a time?
Yes.
Again, 3 is a very specific number.
Yes, I've come across quite a few people who seem to have no thoughts, and
I had a friend, well, more of a colleague, I guess, who used to say that they had 1,000 thoughts a minute, and that figuring out which ones were the most important ones is the most important thing that you could do with your day. That seemed very silly to me.
Yeah.
Oh, silly. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, so it seems like that this Astromancy archive is an orb.
Oh.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
Oh.
I had not considered that fact. Yes, that would an information repository
Map.
with unknown origin. Thus far, those have proven to be. I hesitate to even ask this question, but Jenny, are you familiar with the orbs, the spheres, one could say?
Not firsthand. It sounds like you all have some exposure to them. I mean, I've done my reading, don't get me wrong. I know all about the cynics. I mean, they're in every corner of the known worlds by this point. And I've heard the story of Fred and how the attack on the library, and he fled with 7 of them and disseminated them out into the world and told people secrets. And the cynics are, well, they're still quite a thing. And I've done some research on the library too, but most of my knowledge is pretty consolidated here on Lund. I know some stories of orbs that were here amongst the elves, especially the kingdom of snapdragons.
Oh, goodness. I hesitate to say this out loud for fear that you might become incapacitated by the mere mention. But if you promise to maintain some semblance of composure, we have been to the library. Yes.
I thought it was destroyed. I thought that was the whole thing. I've dreamed about that kind of a place. I mean, could you imagine? There's so many worlds. I've only heard about a few dozen of them, and I can only imagine that there's more that we don't even know about. And if we could gather all the information from all those worlds and we could collect them in one place and share that with the people of the world, then everybody could choose their own path. Everybody could find their own way out into the future, and they could make their own lives for themselves. And
So Jenny. So that's what we're
it's
trying
still
to
out
do.
there.
That's what we're trying to do. We're the crew of the Dragonfly.
Everybody make a perception check.
Oh!
Because we've been talking for so long, we're about to get attacked. 24.
Perception. I played another
17.
character yesterday, and my perception's way worse.
Bop, 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 bop.
Yeah.
Doc, as Ginny is like getting fervent and the spittle's flying out of her mouth and her hair and like the flowers are like coming out of her little bouquet and like she's like all kinds of worked up, this little like sweat forming on her face.
It's just like Kathy Ack sweat coming out.
How many Kathy references are you going to make?
How many is that? 2? Have I made 2 now?
Yeah,
Come on.
but like
That's
from
a
a
dated
cartoon
reference.
that's
It's fine.
how many years old?
That's
Taylor
a
doesn't
deep
even know what
cut.
Kathy is.
I'm waiting for you to drop a Dilbert reference and then my mind will
No.
No, he said no. So, I think that as you all are walking, Doc, you spot it. It's still like a pretty good distance away, but out in the middle of the lake. I think that as like evening is kind of approaching, you all have like walked for like the entirety of pretty much a second day here, chatting with Ginny, and I think you see this kind of greenish water, still as like a surface of glass. And actually, let's do this.
Did you not drown my other character, so you're gonna try to drown this one? Is that what, is this what's going on here?
That's brutal. I'm not trying to drown anybody.
Took
Yet.
that character and made it down.
Out in the middle of this lake.
You got it there. You got it. Took a second.
got it.
What you see, Doc.
My goal is to break each and every one of you at some point today.
Yeah. I think you have.
Yeah.
I think
I think that's
doing,
3 for 3
Taylor
right
and I are
there.
soft marks, but yeah.
doing
Yeah.
a landslide deep cut parody with one
That's
line.
gonna be the easiest way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
that's right
distracted for like a solid 4 minutes trying to like look for a reference that I just couldn't find. I couldn't shoehorn it in. So
The tower.
you see this, Doc, out in the middle of the lake. It's still probably
Sorry,
like,
it just appeared, or I just have now noticed
no,
it.
you just like spotted it, right? Like
Okay.
as you're talking and you're moving through the trees, like you're kind of like looking through like, the tree line, right? And I think like in between this gap in the trees, as Jenny's going wild, you see it. It's not like right in front of you. It's not like right there, like you just stumbled up to it. It's much further away than this picture belies, as you see, the kind of like green growing up around it, this like squat, low, crenellated tower sitting in the middle of the lake, quite a distance away from you. And your companions here all still quite distracted.
Creepy tower? Is
What?
that where we're trying to go?
What are you coming up with names for me again?
Creepy tower is a great nickname for you, but that is not what I'm
Creepy
saying.
Tower.
I would like to call you that from now on, though. So that's
Oh, no, if I wasn't, I
I know a guy named Conray that you could probably.
Oh my gosh! Please.
Creepy tower, indeed.
Oh my God.
So,
I'm
yeah.
tall and I've been told.
You managed to spot this squat little bit of a tower, like out in the middle of this lake, quite a distance away from you, Doc. Yep.
how far?
Probably like another hour along like the lakeside, and then like it's out in the middle of the lake, right? You'd have to like get out there. So.
What's the distance between the edge of the lake and the middle of the lake?
Good question. Like far. In other words, it's big. You can't quite see the other side of the lake. Like this
Okay,
picture
but what's
is
that in metric?
deceptive, right? What is that?
Far and big.
Quite far goes to like sort of far from standard.
Got
to
it. Got it.
Love
Okay,
it.
just checking.
I think it's probably about like 3/4 of a mile off the shore. Half a mile.
I don't know what that means, but anyway.
Exactly. That's why.
It's about. I think he's gonna say like 1,200 meters, something like that.
Further than a bow shot. I'm gonna start measuring everything by bow shots.
Because if we can
Love
just
that.
very consistently measure things in feet, I at least have accustomed to D&D uses of feet.
Oh, we all are.
All right, somewhere. Yeah. Here he goes again. Oh my god. The deep cut.
Slam dunk.
The deep
Kevin Durant,
cut.
baby.
Troy
Inside
loves his
jokes.
foot.
I do not. I really don't. Let's just please. Okay.
It's somewhere in the range of 2,600 feet or foots.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
And so there's no like obvious way out there.
No bridges, no boats, no anything. You're the only one like seeing it.
Interesting. And this is theoretically the expected location of the shrine, or this is
She
just
did
like some
say it was a
random ass tower?
She said it was a tower in a lake. Like people used to take boats out there, but that this place has been like forgotten for thousands of years.
Gotcha.
I think she's like explained while you're walking out here. We do have a lot of giggle nights on this stream, Mike. I think she explained while you guys are walking out here that like much of Lund are these pastoral lands, like agriculture farms, like halfling farmsteads or farmsteads rather. There are like essentially like 15 protectorates that are part of like this unified republic. The government is like seated in Copperport, which is the capital, but that ultimately like the cities are very developed, as she was talking about, and have a lot of like diversity in them in terms of like people from off world and like not halflings or elves, but that there are like great swaths of the landscape that are just like wild, right, kind of unexplored, and that typically like the elves range across these places. Like while there is one of the protectorates is the kingdom of snapdragons, the elves are like spread out into the wild places of the world, right? And so this is like elf lands, the wilderness, like, yeah.
Well, are we to approach it and attempt to cross the water in some means. I did have another idea if we are looking for them.
Yeah, for sure. I was trying to gauge if, Waffle could fly out there and check it out, but it seems like way too far for that, so.
Yes, well, one option would be to request the crew to do a flyby.
That's crazy. You mean you can call them and get them to come pick us up, and then we just would go up there just to fly out there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Wait,
I was just considering a surveillance pass, but that was also a good notion, yes. We could.
For some reason, I was picturing us underground. We're not underground. We're very
Definitely,
much not
you're
underground.
not underground. You're walking.
I don't know
next to
why
a
I was
lake
like-
through like the hills and forests. You're under.
Yeah.
What she was talking about is tree cover, right? She's
Yes.
like, we're stay under like the tree canopy and like follow the lake.
I for some reason was
We're not all drow here, Taylor.
I know I'm. Whoops. I mean, yeah, we could definitely do that. Dragonfly could grab us.
Yeah, that's probably the easiest. I don't have other options.
That's probably a pretty good idea.
Should we go check it out? Should we do like a quick pass and then they come pick us up?
A surveillance
drop us
pass,
Yeah.
then come pick us up, provide
Yeah.
us more information, and drop us off again. Yes,
Sounds good.
Okay.
seems reasonable.
Let's see if Jake is willing to do that.
In the event that we encounter something by leaving the cover, I am prepared, as I imagine you are.
Okay. So who are you sending? Who's sending?
Is there
Mark
a chance?
Sold it out to Reggie.
Is there a chance?
Is there a chance that they're gonna go out there and get attacked by wyverns before they come pick us up?
Yes.
Should they pick us up first so that we can help in that scenario?
We've done riskier things. Also, did you see how Jake was handling those things? They are totally fine.
That is fair. He is very good with that ballista.
Yeah.
That was really terrifyingly accurate shot.
Pretty
And then
cool.
the bees and the vines. I mean,
Bees. The bees.
I would say that the trade-off, which presents a greater risk, entering the tower with no information regarding its nature, or remaining out of cover for a longer period of time.
it's a really good question. I'm not sure I'm the best to measure risk assessment.
Yes,
We're risky. We're gonna be fine.
that is facts, yes.
I think a flyby pass is the better
Flyby.
plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they were to find themselves in some sort of tussle, we could engage in some way, I'm certain.
Yeah.
Good.
Absolutely.
Oh, goodness, I'm suddenly very nervous. I've not used one of these in a bit.
Sorry, should we look away?
Oh, I can look away. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's right. I'm used to... I had to make a large presentation in order to achieve my status, and you don't need the details. Crew of the Dragonfly, we are requesting a flyby. We are at the lake, and please pass over tower, then return to us. I suddenly realized I'd stopped counting the number of words. I'm not certain how many of them got through.
all the important ones. I think you hear back through the sending stone.
Did you say praise Clancy? You have to finish with praise Clancy.
That part didn't get through.
We definitely said it.
Yeah.
For sure. Yep.
They said it, Reya, don't worry. Oh, I'm wasting words, aren't I? We'll be right. I think there's like a callback, like, oh, hey, yeah, Jake's flying us that way now. It's okay, yeah, we'll be right there.
Right.
Either a few minutes or a few hours. It's kind of hard to tell.
No,
Okay.
yeah, no. Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to
No.
end
You're right there.
with the right one.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I came out of the bathroom, so everything's okay.
That's good.
I certainly hope we
Um,
do not get a blow by blow of the digestive. Anyway,
Mhm.
they said it could be some time.
Do we
Yeah.
just hang out? We've been like talking and walking for so long. We really should have called them one.
Yes, that would have been
Be close.
smarter.
You know what we could have done with this big lake. You know, if we had the apparatus, we could have used the apparatus.
You have an apparatus?
Not anymore.
Is it like
We
a
did.
boat?
It's like an apparatus made by Hux.
Okay, Lux.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's so freaking cool.
Because your name is Lux, and that's like very close.
I don't
Two-thirds.
think so.
Is that how names work?
Yes.
Sometimes.
I guess it is sometimes how they work. Wasn't Hux a goblin?
Yes.
Okay, we're not goblins.
But maybe my parents were inspired. I don't know.
That's a very, very good point. My mistake.
But actually, I think it had something to do with like I don't know, like
I don't so much see race, just height. Oh gosh, look! And I think like the dragonfly comes like zooming over the top of the trees, yeah, circling around. And so I think you hear like the sending stone goes off, Reg, as Jake's like, "Oh, good thing that we were able to locate person, because we really had no idea where you are.
yeah.
But this is a very handy device that we've got.
We should really
Pretty
use it more
cool.
often.
Yeah.
It's certainly
One
amazing
would
how
think. I kind of forgot it
more
was
efficient
here.
when the DM is controlling the ship. Yes.
Go figure.
Hey, I
Okay.
use it like a decent amount of the time.
Coming in for a landing. It's
Mhm.
gonna be hot. And I think you guys see as the
Why is it going to be hot?
the slowest descent.
The only
that you've
way to
ever
land.
seen, while it's like,
Oh, gee. Jenny, listen. Jake is really safe.
he
Pilot.
seems very precise. Yeah.
There are like some cooler things you can do though. Well, you'll see. Don't worry.
Also, I should say, do not be surprised if when you stop talking in Jake's presence, he just stares at you. I have found it to be a custom to which I need to adjust.
Really? That's what most people do to me when I stop talking most of the time. Anyway.
Anyway,
Wow. Okay. And so yeah, I think that the dragonfly like lands in this bit of a clearing on the edge of the lake. And so the four of you are gonna like load up onto it.
did the dragonfly do a flyby? Did that?
Oh,
get
sorry,
made?
my bad.
Yeah.
You wanted them to like do
On
a
the
circle
tower.
and flyby, so they do. And I think that they zip around over the lake for a bit. Nothing immediately like descends out of the sky coming for them. And as they like pull over, landing by you, I think that like the hatch on the bottom probably opens and like the ladder drops out, and like shimmying down the ladder kind of quickly is Naya. And I think that they look a little bit like haggard. They're like a little bit banged up, and they're just like, "Oh, it's been wild. We had to kill another 3 wyverns. They've been chasing the ship all over the place. But this
Whoa.
sword, it's something else. I'll have to tell you about it another time. Anyway, it looks pretty safe over there. There's no roof on that tower. I don't know exactly what else you wanted us to look for.
Did you see inside of it then?
Yeah.
What's inside of it?
Bunch of plants and some columns, and I couldn't really make out much more than that from so high up.
That's fair. Should we go like look? Are we going? We're going
Yes.
to the tower,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Like,
Let's go check it
so-
out, and then
Yes.
yeah.
maybe fly the dragonfly somewhere where you won't get attacked by wyverns.
Yeah.
Yes.
That sounds like it might be another planet at this point, but okay, sure.
Oh no. Okay.
Just evasive maneuvers.
I keep telling Jake, but yeah, they're evasive. They're just slower than yours. He tells me to get better at the ballista.
Goodness.
We're gonna need to buy more bolts.
Feels like
So,
I'm not efficient. Why isn't Jake on the ballista?
with that, we like watch you all kind of like loading up onto the Dragonfly, and so you're just gonna have them like kind of fly you out there and drop you off. I don't know if you all want to
Thanks,
do
Mom.
like your own individual like surveys as you're
Bye.
approaching. But yeah, like where would you guys go? I guess is the question. Where do you take Jenny? Is she like in the cargo hold or what? Like you climb up like the hatch and you're in the cargo hold in the back. Where would you
Yeah, I
go
think
from
we're just
there?
like,
Yeah.
like that distance we're gonna get pretty quickly.
Immediately.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we
we're
just
just
like
there.
enter and then wait and then go
Yeah.
back.
Okay. So I
We
think
already
I think-
told Ginny like not to talk to Ask, right? We already,
you
we
did.
already
You gave her
that.
the rules. Yeah, there
Okay,
were a
good.
series of
Just-
rules for
yeah.
entering the Dragonfly. Yeah.
Okay, good.
For dating my teenage dragonfly.
So you all
Got
like
killed.
climb up. Ginny,
Wow.
yeah, you sure did. Ginny climbs up into the hatch, and I think that they leave like the hatch open, and Reya is like in the cockpit with Jake, like, no, Jake, the maneuvers need to be more evasive. I mean, they were already really great, but you know, more evasive. Naya says it's going to be better, and Jake's like, yeah, okay. As you guys are like flying out, Naya's like holding the hatch open while you're like peering down through this hole in the bottom of the ship. I think the ladder probably like still descended, trailing behind as you're like zooming over the water. And yeah, you circle in over this tower. You see that it's bigger than it looked like from a distance. It's wider, right? Though it's not a particularly tall structure. And the ceiling, it looks like the roof almost was like perhaps never there. As you're peering down in, you see like the shadows of columns like in a wide circle around the kind of courtyard that's down in there, and there's all these plants, vines growing up around like the edges of it and reaching up out from inside. And I think that like Jake like swings the ship around, the ladder like dangling near like the kind of landing of the island around here, and he's just like this is as close as we're gonna get, I think.
Well, thanks.
Not
Off
much
we
room.
go.
And so you descend, the group of you. Ginny, like, completely overwhelmed. I think there's the point as she starts climbing, like, while she's on her way down, like, is that the scary orb? And you peer back up to see, like, the shadowy orb of Ask hovering behind Naya, like, staring down at you. And yeah, the group of you lower yourselves to the ground.
Rich, can I ask you?
Yeah.
You have said, if I understand correctly, there's 7 known orbs that Fred Cynic took.
Yeah, Fred took 7 of them with the destruction of the library. Yep.
And have we confirmed that either of the 2 orbs that we have are in fact Cynic orbs? Like those are one of the 7?
No, great question. So the shadow orb Ask was found like buried in like the ruins of like the Tiefling Tower on Cerelia, right? It was not one of the Cynic orbs by your understanding. The other one given to you by Yavanna at the beginning, it's just like an indices, right? It's like just notes, so it's also not. But Mati, the changeling leader of Bridge, was in possession of one of the spheres that belonged to Fred Cynic.
Okay.
And she like claimed to be a direct descendant of him many generations removed.
And just one more, just so I can understand this from like Jenny's perspective.
Sure.
These orbs are not common as like a device or as like technology. Is that accurate?
Yeah, the ones that exist were all like built in the last age, right? And there are some here on Lund that like she's probably seen and been near, but no, they're not common. They're owned by like specific people, the elites, academics, wealthy, you know.
Got it. So it would be reasonable to assume that she's maybe seen one before, but they're
Yes.
not common.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
Great.
Cool.
Thank you.
So as you all descend down like the rope ladder, and I think you hear like the draconic cries of wyverns in the distance as like the dragonfly begins evasive maneuvers, pulling away the dragon-winged like shadows of wyverns kind of trailing after it some distance behind. The four of you, five with Waffle, find yourself standing on the edge of this like green water lake. The air is still, no wind blows, the water like still as glass next to you, and you can kind of see one archway entrance into the inside of this tower. Vines and like kind of bushes and stuff growing up all around it.
Well,
As we start
who is
looking,
up for some? Yes. Go.
Me.
Okay.
Let's do it.
You're gonna take the lead, Lux. You begin entering the door. Okay. And do the rest of you guys follow?
Yes, just a little bit behind.
Okay.
Ooh.
So
On the ready. Just in case.
as the group of you begin to follow Lux while she starts moving forward, you enter this like archway, the vines kind of like hanging down, brushing across your head, almost kind of concealing the entryway, except for like the arch of the stone behind it, right? And you push the vines kind of out of the way, stepping into this space where you see this like wide chamber. You look up, the sunlight streaming down in. There is a sigil etched into the floor. Very like notably, I think like moss has really like grown thickly into like the etchings, and you see this big like circular sigil, a star like inside of it, columns surrounding the room, and there are these bits of what looked like might what have once been gardens, almost in like these raised stone kind of terraces, but the plants have like exploded out of them and grown all around. So while like the actual like map here looks kind of sparse, it's very thickly filled with like vegetation and plant matter and such.
I can imagine that.
Yeah.
Well, this place does not look maintained by any stretch.
No.
We might very well be the first people in 1,000 years to step foot in here. I can't believe we've made it.
Pretty
We
cool.
might
Yeah.
very well be the first people in 1,000 days to step here. We do not know if we are even in the right place.
Oh no, we're definitely in the right place. That's it. That's it. That marking on the floor. The 5-pointed star with the circle and the lines through the edges. This was one of the sigils of Felicia Strand. At least I don't know if it was her personal mark, but she used it on other things. This is it. And I think like Ginny, like it begins like striding into the room.
Oh, whoa. Hold up.
Grab her. The both of you just like grab her.
Just like simultaneous changeling, like nope.
Whoa!
Oh, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just.
Just
Take a second.
listen. What we know about adventuring, okay, is that this is a nice space for a big old something, okay? So just be careful. And you're not going first.
Okay.
Okay?
Can I inch forward and look for anything that seems I was gonna say out of place, but this is like kind of a weird place. But like I'm looking for traps, dangers, like anything that isn't just like a giant sigil in a room full of plants.
You got it.
Yeah,
Make an investigation check.
Can Lux help?
How you're helping Lux?
I think Lux is like at Doc's shoulder, right? Like looking around, like pointing to things.
Go for it. Make an investigation check with advantage. It's your best who backs you up.
Ooh, 13.
You're peering through the room, and it's really tough to like see is anything out of place. Is this, is that? What you do note, you didn't. It was kind of hard to see as you were entering with the columns in the way. There is what appears to be like a passage leading down on the far side of this sigil in the floor. And so you're like scanning the plants, you're like looking up above. It's strange that the tower has no roof. It's strange that these columns are like not supporting anything. Like it's clear the roof did not collapse in or there would be rubble in here. There's not, right? So that's like a strange thing. There are also like windows set around the edges, but there's no like floor up there to stand near the windows or stairs even like leading up. It's kind of like the whole thing is very sort of strange to you, Doc. And as you and Lux are kind of like perplexing your way through it, I think that the group of you hear a voice, like quiet, almost whispering at first, like, "You have found this ancient place. Are you here seeking secrets?"
Yes.
Nope.
Well, you have come to the right dwelling, then. Secrets most ancient and powerful lurk here.
That's good.
Are we unwelcome here?
No, you may not desire knowledge, but you, too, who do, are very welcome. I am that which is tasked with revealing that which is hidden.
Okay.
What do you?
You go.
What do you need from us? Are you just gonna tell us the secrets?
I would gladly tell you. Can you write? Do you have ink or charcoal and paper and volume? Can you recount on that paper what I recount to you?
Yes.
Who are you?
A question posed well and one I cannot answer. Who I am is a thing I do not know. Perhaps I did once, but it is forgotten amidst my burden, this weight that I bear, these secrets which press down upon the entirety of me.
How long has it been since you talked to somebody else?
Only some months. There was one I found, wandering the lake shore. They came and began writing for me, but were too weak. They were broken by the task, shattered.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
Hey,
Well.
Nightcrawler, thank you for the gift subs, man. Really appreciate it.
Hey.
Good man,
Nate.
good man.
Hey, Nate. Okay. What happened to them?
They are downstairs. What remains, as are other things.
Cool.
Make this bargain with me and I can tell you.
Wait, what bargain? We have to write down stuff and then you'll tell it to us?
You will take up an implement. You will write until completed. You will unburden me of these ancient, unknowable things, and I will tell you all you ask of this place.
I don't really
really know if that's a good idea, you guys.
What if we just like wanted to, take a break at some point, like get a snack, have a nap,
I feel
and
like
then go back to it?
I really want to volunteer for this, but if I do,
No.
you two will.
No,
Jenny,
no,
no.
Jenny.
Okay.
We
okay.
do not. We
Can you
do not
imagine?
barrel ahead like that.
Can you imagine how much knowledge this thing must have? You could be here until you die. Do you understand that? And then there would be for nothing.
And then for longer.
Yeah.
Can we do
Apparently.
this as a group?
Could we get
Project. Oh,
Yeah.
you guys, we have like a bank, we have like a knowledge bank. Like, could we like just get asked to come and listen to this thing and just absorb the knowledge?
We don't know. Bring the dragonfly back here.
May volunteer as many as you wish. I can only provide the truth to one at a time. But
That's
should
fine. We could,
you
like, relay it.
prove too weak and break beneath the burden,
What if-
I can take another.
Yes, okay, we understand. You are quite. You have not said who you are, but perhaps you could at least explain what you are.
What?
I am formless. I am naught but thought. I am the secrets, the burden, nothing more. Very hard to know what else there is. As like rising up through the stone of this floor, this vaguely human shaped roiling mass of kind of incorporeal shadows just forms up, flowing and moving, this whisper kind of echoing ironically through the space. I cannot know what I am save my purpose. I can answer your queries. I can provide you what you seek in knowings of this place. But I must be unburdened. Chad. Hi, Chad.
Jeez. How long was the last person here? What duration of time were they here for?
They have been here now long enough for the flesh to rot from their bones and worms to eat them.
Well,
They
that's
wrote.
gosh.
I think we meant before they broke down.
They wrote only for 4 days and nights before they snapped and tried to set fire to the book. Their death was unpleasant.
Do we need to talk to you anymore to advance?
Could we just not?
I think it's a perfectly reasonable question.
I think it starts like rising higher off the ground now, right? Gets itself to where it's like a solid like 15 feet off the ground, floating in the air, and starts moving slowly towards you. And it says, "You need not speak. You need not talk with me. Should you wish to press on, so be it. But I will know if you accept my bargain or not."
What do
So
you
we could like go, look around, and then maybe come back to this. Think on it a little bit.
Yes. Think on it.
You're being very
Discover
reasonable. We appreciate
how
that.
little you
That's a bit insulting, but okay.
Your life is a fleeting thing, made of flesh. Your mind could not conceivably contain that which is held here. You could not possibly imagine all that has been revealed, all that is, all that has driven me to exist for these countless thousands of years. So be insulted. Be insulted. But know my truth.
We're very sorry about the burden that you bear, but we are weak, flesh-covered skeletons and mortals and all that kind of stuff.
Some of us more than others.
So yeah, we'll think about it, and we'll talk to you in a little bit.
Think, consider, and know. And I think that it the shadows kind of fade, blowing in the wind. And I think that Ginny, the halfling girl, is like,
I'm just me, Jimmy.
that was kind of terrifying, but I'm very inclined to say yes, which is even scarier.
No. We don't know anything about how orbs are made, right? This feels like all of this information could go into something and then that could go away.
Thank you, Chad. You are too kind.
Aw, Chad.
Chad.
For the gift subs. I really appreciate it.
Reclaiming the names. You're a real Chad, and we love it. Here we go. I think sorry, let me get back in character for a second here.
Yes.
Sorry, I just had a moment.
Easier said than done on Dragonfly Tuesdays.
I had a moment where I was like, I immediately cued into what Reggie thought, and I was like, how the hell do I say that? I think Reggie definitely looks and is like, we should go. We should evacuate the space immediately, go down the stairs and see what there is with haste.
I don't know if going deeper into a place is evacuating something, but yes, we should go forward.
I think he will nod and walk up to Lux and then try as best he can to whisper to Lux all the we keep her distracted, the less likely it is to say yes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, don't worry. We have plenty. Yeah. Yep.
More rich. Why are you rolling things? Okay.
All of you hear, as you're talking, you hear the sound of what sounds like a walking, a foot dragging, maybe something being dragged across stone coming from the other side of the room. And then I think you hear
His favorite sound.
No.
What are you talking to up there, you whispering creature? What are you speaking to? This is not your lair anymore. How many times must I tell you? You hear it's getting louder coming up the stairs.
Lux starts to charge up her ghost gauntlet. Is ready for not the ghost gauntlet. She's just pulling out her longbow. The longbow doesn't cover the ghost gauntlet.
Reginald,
Can we sort of try to hide behind some plants?
Sure you can, yeah.
Oh, yeah, wait, are there
try to hide
columns?
behind the plant stock?
yeah, Reg
Are there
tries to
columns?
hide behind the small column and then realizes it's too small and then runs over behind the bigger column.
Lex tells Ginny to hide.
Got to hide
Okay.
somewhere. Go to somewhere.
Doc, you're gonna dive into the plants and try to hide?
Sure.
You guys move
Yeah.
yourselves on the map as Reg ducks behind a small column, then darts over to a bigger one. Ginny throws herself into the plants. She's got some modifiers, but not much. Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check. I guess Waffle too, then, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
All of us making stealth checks?
I guess
If
so.
we're
Sure.
hiding, I guess.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, that's about right.
Oh, yeah.
bummer.
Oh, what a waste! What a waste!
Oh,
As Reg does miraculously dart behind the
wow.
big.
Yeah, Reg is great. The rest of us are
Yeah,
not.
Lex is pretty obviously just like looking around the side of the column.
All of you have to like break line of sight towards the stairs as you're ducking into like your hiding spots, right? Even Lux, like, as you're like pulling your bow, you turn away for a second, and as you turn back, you see this hulking mass. It's kind of like twisted, like one shoulder like risen up, its head almost like jutting forward out of its body, and it's like coming up like a shadow out of the stairs with its back to you. It's first like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 feet. You could see that like it's twisting its body almost to get through the staircase because it is too big as it's pulling itself out sideways until like it turns, like twisting to look to you. And what you see is like this balding humanoid head, one ear tall and pointed, the other side of its face covered in these kind of greenish scales that are wrapping around like it's mostly unclothed body. It is holding an enormous bone in one of its hands. It stands probably somewhere around 15 feet tall, though it's like staggered forward and like hunched over and twisted enough that it's only about 11. It's got these thin wisps of like greasy black hair falling around like the vaguely humanish face that it's got, as like it like turns, eyes just locking onto you, Lux, like what are you? You are not elf nor halfling. You have come to steal my treasures, and you will have none of them. As it starts like barreling across the room, everybody take your tokens and roll initiative.
Oh,
Yeah, felt like that was coming.
Yeah.
yes.
You made it a pretty long time.
Yeah.
We said no to your first enemy.
Yeah.
We said thank you next.
Yeah.
Can we
But
just
no.
not? Yeah, that's really quite something.
That was really funny.
Is it essential that we continue to converse with you?
Yeah. Could we just not do this? Great.
No!
What's going on here?
But I am hidden. I am
I'm
hidden.
trying to just get myself
there
the
it is.
initiative.
Oh,
order
okay.
here.
Yeah, I was like wondering, right?
It's
It was
hysterical.
super weird. Okay. With that, Lux, you are not hidden. This thing is charging at you.
Yeah.
You're up.
Yes, I am. Yeah, gosh, this feels like the perfect time to do this. Yeah, Lux just like steps out from behind the column, like seeing this thing, and is gonna fire 2 of her arrows, but she is going to use her bonus action to cast Ensnaring Strike.
Oh, well then.
Which I have not done before, which is very funny. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So if I hit, this will happen, but let's give it a shot. 28.
Yep, that will in fact hit.
Great. So that will be a strength saving throw. You have advantage, I believe, because it's a large creature.
Indeed, it is.
I don't
Strength
think
save.
mine-
Actually, that should be an additional +2. That's my bad. Advantage 14. I think he fails, right? What's your spell DC?
13.
Oh, wow.
Dang it.
So you fire the longbow, the arrow hitting. It still does normal damage, right?
Yes.
Does it?
Yep, for 10.
Got it. Okay.
Yep. And yeah, second attack.
Yeah, and it is not like tangled up as the vines start like wrapping around, like
Withers away.
grabbing into the ground. It like staggers forward, ripping through it. 13's gonna miss. The arrow, like aiming true, deflects off like its scaly body as it's just like glaring at you. Lux, that's your action.
And my bonus action, that's it.
Okay. With that, it goes. I got a little bit of distance
Oh,
here.
I
don't
think
we?
that Lux is going to like knowing that like Ginny is like pretty close to her and seeing this thing barreling in her direction. I think she's gonna
Mhm.
move over like here,
Got it.
just kind of like her bow still out.
It doesn't see Reg. I can't quite get where it wants to get. So it's just barreling straight forward towards you, Lux. And you watch as it like rears back, like and like spits. There's like spittle flying out of the side. It's got this corrosive, acidic column fires out of its mouth like a jet towards you. I need for you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okie dokie.
30-foot cone. So, nope, you're in good shape, Professor. Yep. Sweet Ginny is not consumed by horrific bile acid from the dragon monster. Okay, that's half damage. You don't have evasion or anything like that, right?
No.
Okay, half damage. That's going to be 8 points of acid damage, Lux, as it like sprays this like bile at you. That's its movement. That's its action. That's its turn, bringing us to Doc.
Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to check. Okay, yes, Flash of Genius applies to saving throws if that becomes a thing.
Yes.
Also, I got closer, which might completely change my plan. Oh, yeah, it does. Excellent. Doc is going to come running out and hit it with her battle axe a couple times. But first, she's going to cast Branding Smite
Ooh.
as a bonus action.
Oh my goodness.
Stuff. What does it look like when Doc has a branding smite on her battle axe?
Yeah, I think it just starts. I think that it's like it's almost like a button that she pushes on the bottom, and this like electric charge just travels up and then sparks across of it, and then it starts to kind of glow with this kind of radiant light from the charge that has traveled up.
Yes, I love it. I love the idea of this whole like mechanism attached to the axe.
Yeah.
Doc, go for it as you come charging up with the branding smite locked and loaded.
Red.
15.
15 amazingly hits.
Amazing. Okay, so that's 15 damage, and I think the branding smite just lasts for the one attack.
It does.
Right?
Should be the first attack. Yeah.
Great. So yeah, so that's 15. Hit it again. Oh gosh, 12.
12 is a miss.
Okay.
Yep. So 15 points damage on the first one. Does branding smite do any other stuff? Like, isn't it?
It like can't go invisible. It radiates light. Nothing. I think
okay.
is necessarily relevant here. I will pop it in the chat.
Yeah, great. Go for it.
Yeah.
That basically, though, is your turn.
Yeah, that's my
Movement,
turn.
action, bonus action, which brings us to Reg.
Yes. Minor possible retcon question is, can we say that in the time that we were walking here that Reg used his Pearl of Power to recharge the spell slot?
You would have had a full rest last night. You got your stuff back. I'm sorry.
Well, we had
it wasn't
just
explicit. True, but yes, you could have used a Pearl Power to get the sending. ready.
like, did we? Let me clarify.
Well,
this.
we joked that it took a day and a bit to get there, right? There would have been a whole rest.
That's my question. Just so I have a sense between the Wyvern fight and now.
You've long rested. I think
We have
like,
long
you would have
rested.
stopped to camp for the night. Yeah, I was kind of yada-yadaing, right? But it was
That's
like a 2-day
totally fine.
journey. You would have like
Changes
stopped to
things.
camp overnight. It does
Love
change
to
things.
hear it. You
You
love
got
to hear it.
rememorize
Yeah.
knowing you were coming to this tomb.
I was gonna say, yeah, that actually might.
Thank you,
That
Dungeon Master.
No problem. Take a second if you need it.
Yes, I will take half a second. I think I know what I'm doing anyway, but let me just click some buttons.
How's everyone in the chat? You guys all good? You guys are very awesome tonight. I love like seeing everybody here, familiar faces, new folks. I really appreciate all the gift subs, you guys. Yeah, for like any newcomers here. This is like my bread and butter. This is what I do. I run D&D full-time, private games for private clients. If you ever want me to like run for your kids or your sister or your grandma or anything like that, get in touch, hit me up.
Only those 3 options, though.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's it. I won't
Kid,
run for your
sister,
friends, no sons,
grandma.
no uncles. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I think we are good to go, and I think that Reginald will, from his hidden location behind the column,
Yeah.
having rolled a 20 with stealth, will fire.
Dexterity of 0.
I was waiting for the dexterity of 0.
With a dexterity of 0, will fire.
You have
a
advantage.
3rd level chromatic orb.
Nice.
Let's
Upcasting.
Avec avantage. Here we go. With
What kind of
advantage.
damage?
It's a great question. I've just seen this thing spew what?
Acid. Like basically like it's bile. It was like acidic and it's burned.
Yeah. Fire. We shall default to fire. 3rd level.
Reg likes it hot, hot, hot.
Yeah, my default is fire. So, although I probably should be doing the meteors, but whatever. We're going to take advantage of this. Advantage of the advantage. 17 to hit.
17 hits, Reg. You step out from around the column, the Dakota ring, like as this orb of fiery orb fires out. Yeah, I don't know. That was a very redundant sentence. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm better than that.
Fiery orbs
sails-
of fire is
yeah,
my.
fiery orbs of fire. It sails across the room and literally like punches into the back of this thing. Scales erupt. It staggers forward. The bone that it's using is like half a club and half a cane, scatters away from it. And I think like it stumbles as it turns, like seeing you like, you'll never get my treasure. Like smoke is rolling out of the inside of its mouth, and I think it like grabs its belly for a second while we watch the scales like light up red hot, and it's like fire burns it. It collapses to the ground. It is destroyed.
Wow.
Well, then.
I think Lux is like,
Notch one up for the good guys.
Jeez.
You guys are very fast. I can't believe you killed a thing that big that quickly.
Yeah. Fishing.
We are. Doc is going to go up and cast Cure Wounds on Lux.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This
Oh,
is so
you're injured. Oh goodness.
a little bit,
Oh.
but not
For
terribly.
6. Oh, that is
Ew.
minimum healing. That is so low.
That was terrifying, but also he said it's got treasure downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently. Well, who knows what else could be down there. So far, we are 30 feet into the location and encountered 2 terrifying creatures. Seems like good odds.
Oh, I mean, that is accurate. We like accuracy. I don't know what this thing is at all. Do you? Have you ever seen anything like this?
Goodness. And I think he's like kind of adjusting the pince-nez at the end of his snout and kind of looking down and attempting to assess whether he knows what this object is or what this creature was.
Go for it. Make an Arcana check.
Arcana. Oh, lovely. 20.
20.
Mm.
As you like step
Fly.
This is
Not really.
As you're like examining it, Reg,
Magical.
you see like clear elven features to this thing. I'm gonna just plow ahead.
Definitely plow ahead.
It is like clearly gone through some kind of strange metamorphosis. And it reminds you of a conversation you had with a colleague on Cassandre, a transmuter by trade, who spoke about research they were doing into a field of arcanists who were attempting to physically metamorphosize themselves into draconic creatures through the use of powerful transmutation magics and dead dragon parts. And you're like, well, this kind of looks a little bit like that, doesn't it?
Yes, well, not all things go together nicely. Ooh. I should say, this is probably as good a time as any to mention that not all uses of the arcane are the wisest, and though I have dabbled in small things such as this is well beyond the purview of what one would learn in any sort of reputable academy.
Right. Yeah, that's real gross. And
It is a way of putting it.
yeah. I guess should we just keep going and see what's up?
Yes, proceed. Are you not yet curious for your answers?
Not when it could break our bodies after 4 days. Should really think about that.
Yeah, it's not a very sustainable structure that you have set up here. If you really think about more like succession planning and allow regular breaks and
yeah, it could actually happen.
It could be done.
Right.
Also, can you unburden yourself into something, like a thing, like an object, instead of
physically write it down?
An object of flesh with a mind capable of understanding.
So not like a machine or an arcane thing that could store all the information?
There is no way to circumvent this bargain.
Well, then you should really try and figure it out and
Sorry, follow-up question. If we were to do this as a group, could you tap out part way in? Be like, okay, I'm done, 8 hours. That's a good chunk of time to consume information for. And then be like, okay, now I relay, hand the baton. And then the next person goes, and then we circle back to me after everyone's gone.
Bring me your volunteers, and perhaps there is a way.
My friends, I believe that the best course of action at this point is to simply ignore the unpalatable offer being given to us by this entity.
I mean, it's kind of palatable.
In what
tons
way
of
is it
information
palatable?
that we can collect together. It doesn't just have to be one. We can take shifts, get a whole bunch of information.
To what end, Doc? To what end?
I don't know,
information.
you're not curious?
I thought you
curious.
wanted to know stuff, Reggie.
Well, of course I want to know things, but not at the risk of death. Well, I guess I have risked death quite a few times, but not in any sort of... I am getting into these sorts of deals with entities that we do not know is quite... I
Know
hesitate.
me, then. Know me.
I'm far more interested in this deal of hang out for, who knows how many days, gather a bunch of information, and then leave.
That's my worry. Is like, how long is it gonna take?
I mean,
We need to get like a whole group of like scholars out here. Like, I don't know if I told you guys I have a horrible handwriting. I really don't think I should be writing down.
Cowardly! I sense your fear. I sense reluctance. You would trick me. You would deceive me and leave me here.
No,
for all time. I have had enough of your options and
No,
suggestions.
I have had enough. No, you are not to get disruptive with us. You are the one offering us a deal that is absolutely...
It starts babbling a mad whisper that, like, its words begin to transform. I need all of you to make DC 14 wisdom saving throws as it rematerializes.
It's not having our shit tonight.
It is over this bullshit.
It's over.
Who's over it more is the question, because Reg is so over it.
Yeah, okay. Oh, Rip Doc.
No.
Yeah.
No. You guys, you can't leave me.
Okay. Doc is going to use her flash of genius on Reggie. Is that an option?
Is it? I think it is. Yeah.
I
think so.
Flash of genius initial check. Yeah.
Yeah. So I add 5.
Is this happening to Ginny too, or is it just us?
Just 3 creatures, so actually it's
okay.
not Ginny. Well, let me double check myself which one I'm using here. Oh no, this one's definitely gonna get Ginny.
Oh no.
Ginny.
Come on,
is the
Ginny.
Tough spot right here.
Also
Come on,
Waffle?
girl.
No? Yes?
Yep. Well, no.
Yep.
Constructs and undead are immune to this effect as its like howling babble begins to fill the space. Its whisper growing louder and louder. I need all you guys to make, what did I say? DC 14 wisdom saving throws. Not Waffle. Yes, Ginny.
Yeah, I know, Troy. I did that math already.
Oh, DC 14, he says, plus 5 from the flash of genius. Can I backseat DM for a second and ask Melissa, what does it look like when Doc uses her flash of genius on a nat 1 wisdom save, but in order to save Reginald?
Oh.
So I think, like, if I might take a bit of personal experience here, Doc's intelligence is like very deeply based in stubbornness and just like a desire to like learn all things and like it's just like, well, if I just like work harder than everybody else, then I will like be the best person at this. And so I think it is like sheer like mental fortitude that becomes manifest and like shoots out of her towards Reggie in this moment. And it is like that sheer just like mental toughness and like endurance and grit there in that moment that like this I think it is just kind of this like manifests into this like aura almost of energy that transfers over.
I love it. Okay,
Awesome.
Cool.
And I would say that Reginald is so engrossed in trying to talk down this spirit and just tell him or them how rude they are being and how that he is not at all realizing the like black tendrils that are like trying to seep into his brain, and that it's only Doc's like aura that is protecting it at the last moment.
Pretty impressive, quite frankly, as the howling babble fills the space. Let me roll damage. So what did you guys get? 2d8 plus 3. This is going to be 16. So Reggie, you made the saving throw with the flash of genius. Lux makes the saving throw. Poor Doc, unfortunately. You suffer 16 points of psychic damage, and you are stunned until the end of your next turn.
Oh, that's so mean, Rich.
That's rough.
Sucks, huh? Sorry.
Yeah. Oh.
Oops.
You used my fun thing against me?
For anybody who's quite curious, Melissa notoriously plays the most badass monk that has ever monked in another game, and that stunning strike, it hurts, except when you get to do it to those people.
I mean, I'm not the monk that recently killed a Blubberzoo, so just putting that out there, that we have a lot of badass monks.
Fair enough.
But yeah.
Are we rolling initiative now?
And
Yeah,
Ginny,
let's
sorry,
roll the initiatives.
Great.
What happens? What's going on with Ginny?
Ooh.
Oh,
yeah.
let's discuss poor Ginny, wherein
Ginny
I
have more
rolled
freaking-
catastrophically low. Ginny takes 16 hit points. Ginny drops. Ginny screams once, blood running out of her nose. She staggers backwards into the plants and hits the ground.
Terrible this night. Can I ask, do we have any way of knowing, is she dead, or is she...
She is not dead. She is dying.
Oh gosh, Ginny.
Ginny filling in with the important NPC rules, wherein you can save her if somebody can get to her in time.
Wow, these initiative rolls, you guys.
They're fantastic. I don't know what you mean. So the Allop goes again. Let's see. Does get its maddening now back? Oh, it does. It proceeds now to so Reg, you may make an attack of opportunity against it, should you wish.
Because it's going to pass, it's going to leave me.
As it starts flying away from the woman with the terrible axe.
Yes. I could make an attack of opportunity. Good night. If only I had something with which to do that.
Warcaster?
I do not have
Probably
Warcaster,
not. Okay.
but I do.
Yep.
I do have. Goodness.
Your call.
Can
You don't need to.
Can I? Here. Honestly, what Reg would try to do. I don't know if it's even possible, but this is what he would attempt to do. He would like to use his attack of opportunity to grapple the creature. Can I do that as an attack of opportunity?
Make an athletics check.
Athletics.
You could try to grab it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and grab a wispy spirit.
Let's go.
This is where I'm such a dick and I shouldn't have made you roll, because
No.
in fact, dive in
Because I knew.
and are like,
And I think he literally is like
a wraith.
He's like, "Don't you leave me!" And he reaches perfectly for it, and then just
it moves clean through you, Reg, leaving you with this very unpleasant feeling. This is where, don't be like me, DMs. Don't make your players roll for things that they cannot possibly succeed at.
No, I knew. I went in full board knowing it. Now, at some point, we're gonna see why that nat 20. Why was he so athletically able to grab this? At some point, it's gonna become clear.
He's a very nimble fellow. The Allop moves to the other side of the room, at which point now it will use its Whispers of Madness. I need, unfortunately, the three of you again to make wisdom saving throws.
Okie dokie.
Cool. So I just used my reaction. That's what's gonna bother me. It's not that I missed; it's that I used my reaction for it. Here we go. What am I doing? Wisdom save.
I'm just gonna do that to make this clean. This is gonna be +3, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, made it. Nice.
Made it.
Unfortunately. Yeah, Doc, go for it. Yeah.
So 2 of us have already used our reaction. Does that matter? As I'm reading this description?
Definitely matters. Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't matter for Lux, though, who fails. Still, I guess Lux and Doc, each of you takes 5 points of psychic damage. And Lux, you must now use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against one creature it can see. But you can't. There's nobody within range of you to melee attack, so you're in pretty good shape, right? Constructs and undead are immune. Your reactions are both burned. So Reg, no damage. Doc and Lux, you each take 5 points of psychic damage. The Allop pulls itself back through this column. So there's no line of sight on here, but it's obviously got partial cover behind this thing. That is its turn. Professor, you're up.
What? I think he will briefly look back at Jenny, realize that he is carrying nothing with him but avocados, and
They're on his sheet. I just read it last night and was like, oh, avocados. Nice.
That was
Yep.
important. Yeah.
It's under the column food stuff. And
It's not a foodstuffs column. It's true. It's there with the
I do.
shuffle.
I have to
It's
separate my
organized.
inventory. I have
Oh,
to
I
separate
love
my
it so
inventory.
much.
It's a joy, man. Yeah.
That's
I was
wonderful.
like,
I
Like,
just
they're
I
my
just like
favorites, right?
my headers are literally
Yeah.
valuable items,
Headers
weapons,
are great. I've never thought to do that.
adventuring gear,
Me neither.
food stuff, spell stuff, and miscellaneous.
I just like
I-
do it, yeah, in an
I
order.
compulsively organize in a very specific
Yeah.
order without headers, but like it's
Mhm.
always been the same for 30 years of D&D, like the priority queue of how the items go into the inventory.
Yes. We'll have to discuss that. 'Cause I'm
Yeah.
interested.
Okay. Reginald will use his action
Mm-hmm.
to change his mind. Gosh. This is having so many concentration spells is like the worst experience as a
Yeah,
wizard.
druid problems, man. It's tough.
Yeah, we all understand.
Oh my
Doc
gosh.
appears stunned. Lux
Mhm.
does or does not appear stunned?
Not
Does
stunned.
not appear
Yeah.
stunned. I think Reginald will you know what? No, he's focused on this thing with apologies. He is going to cast Melf's Minute Meteors, and a swirl of meteors will surround him. And I need a dex save as he then uses his bonus action to fire 2 meteors in the direction. He's going to move in order to, I should clarify that. He's going to move as much as he can in order to avoid get eyes on this thing.
Yep. I mean,
Uh,
yeah, you're as their like splash effect, you're in good shape. So I need 2 separate deck saves, right? Because you're rolling damage twice.
That is correct. I will
Okay.
roll the second one.
That's unfortunate.
Both of them save, and it is half damage. So 4 and 3 points of fire damage.
Got it.
And yeah,
Like many incorporeal undead, you particularly remember fighting ghosts with these 2 badass women at your side who very similarly are resistant to many effects, fire seemingly included. So it really didn't do as much damage as you wanted, but it does burn the thing. You see like some of the shadow stuff burning way off of it. That, Reginald, is your turn.
I chose poorly.
You were stunned. You are no longer stunned. Lux,
Okay.
you're up.
Yeah, okay. Lux, gosh, I'm the healer, aren't I? Yeah, Lux is
No,
gonna turn
you're not.
around.
I'm not stunned now, but you know.
Yeah.
No healers, just characters. That's a thing. That's a whole bunch of words. Yeah, nice.
Gosh. So Doc, no, yeah. I think Lux is gonna like turn around and run over to Ginny and cast Cure Wounds on her.
That's your movement. That's your action, I think, as you like reach down, the magic like flowing from your hand into this poor halfling girl. You see her eyes flutter, and she's like, my mind. That's your action. You get a little bit more movement in a bonus action.
Bonus action Hunter's Mark. This thing, and I think yeah, she's gonna move a little bit like over here.
It's gonna be a real bastard. I think like it sails through the column away from Reginald until it's in this like center of all three of you, just like whispering, like, you could have just begun writing. You will serve me in the end. And I need all you guys to make wisdom saving throws again as this howling babble recharge. No, it didn't. It only recharges on a 6. That's my bad. I rolled a 5. I'm going legit without percentages. I always like change these up, but I rolled a 5, so it didn't recharge. Let me just double check that it didn't recharge. It recharged last round. It didn't recharge in the first round.
The dice know.
DC 14 wisdom saves from all three of you again as it spews out the
Son of a bitch!
Wow!
Oh my god!
Wow! Brutal.
Willikers.
Yup.
Second flash of genius on Reggie again.
Wow.
Amazing. So, Lux, you pass. Reggie, you pass. Doc, you pass. Doc and Reggie, you only take 7 points of psychic damage. Luck, you take the full 15 and are stunned.
Yeah.
And
Jenny.
Does it include Jenny?
Yeah.
No.
Brutal.
Damn it, dude.
As she like stumbles back.
Failed.
Again, like.
No, she's back to 0, right?
Yep, she is. She's back at 0 hit points. Yeah, she drops.
And we started back at 1.
That's the Alip's turn. Let me just roll it now. Professor, you're up.
Yeah, that's right.
As this crazy like babbling whisper of like incoherent madness begins to like take hold in your mind, Lux. You have visions of like knowing terrible things that a mind should not know, and you're just like sent reeling for a moment, stunned. Yep.
Do I lose Hunter's Mark instantly when I'm stunned?
I don't think so. Let's double check.
But I still need to roll a concentration check.
Yeah, for the damage. Yep.
But
this is radiant damage that we're taking.
Psychic.
Okay.
Psychic.
Gosh, Roll20 just wants to waste those nat 20s today.
Mhm.
Even better. All right. Sorry.
You are incapacitated. No, incapacitated does knock out your inherently doesn't knock out your concentration, so you're still in good shape.
I just absolutely do not have the right spells for this encounter. It's really delightful. Oh wait, can I do this? What if I do this? Nope, I can't do that. Screw it. Wait. Lux is incapacitated or stunned. Doc is not stunned.
Nope, Doc's good.
Okay. Reginald looks over at Doc and it's just like, I think at this point he's now recognized the second flash of genius coming at him. And I think what he does is bonus action releases 2 more of his meteors at the creature, even though he knows that it's not going to do that much damage, just to get rid of them before he drops his concentration on it and then casts haste on Doc.
Oh, wow. Okay, so bonus action, 2 deck saves from this guy. I think that's a fail and a pass.
Yeah, so 5 and 3, and then that's likely halved to 2 and 1. So really getting the damage in and then concentrating now on haste for Doc. I should have rolled a concentration check. I apologize on these meteors. Give me a second and let me do that. Yeah, okay. Wasting the nat 20s on the stupid.
My
God, this ice today. I'm loving it. You know, I love to see it. Professor, that's your action. That's your bonus action. Doc,
I shall move.
The moves. You are moving quick and fast. What would you like to do?
Yeah. Oh, this like
that just really set
changed everything.
I love it. I love it so much. Okay, running over here. Cure wounds on Ginny.
Because that helps. It helps because you're fast now.
Yeah, now I'm fast. Now I can also leave.
Yep.
10. That's fine. Heal the NPC more than I healed the player. And then I run back. And before I move, can I do this? Oh man, so many options that like very suddenly present themselves. Yes. I'm gonna move here. I'm gonna hit it with my extra attack with my battle axe.
This is the hasted action. Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh, the battle axe enchanted
14
as well. 14, believe it or not, hits. Doesn't have a monster armor class.
Great. 9 slashing damage. And then bonus action, whistle. Waffle comes careening out from the plants where he's been chilling. And is going to do a tail whip at advantage because we're flanking. Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
Absolutely.
No reason
Waffle
why that doesn't...
comes like surging forward as Ginny is just like mumbling on the floor. What is happening? And Waffle hammering in at this guy. Hits
21 to hit, 9 force damage.
Yeah, Waffle.
Nice. You know what it's not resistant to? Force damage.
Hey.
Boom! It's
Good
not
stuff.
immune. Yeah, it's definitely not immune. For another 9 points of force damage. Waffle like hammering into it. Oops.
Yeah, I think Doc was stunned. That shook off. And she's like, okay. And so just like, okay, you get up and run back and hit the thing and come out. And it's very like, oh, okay, this is getting wildly out of control.
Doc managing variables, spinning the plates. Doc, awesome. That was
like a
your
single
turn.
parent just doing all the things.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. This is fine.
It's pretty fantastic. Doc, that was your turn. Lux, you are stunned. You're not stunned anymore. That was your turn. The Alb goes.
Yes.
Yep.
It wheels on you, Doc, and tries to grab you. Now, just entirely focused on you. I seek only one. You were the first to offer, so it will be. 11 misses badly as it's grasping at you. And
I was going to
moving,
say Waffle uses his reaction, but it doesn't matter.
Doesn't even need to. Yeah, you moving so fast. The axe, it's grabbing at you, but you're darting and ducking. There's this almost dance happening as the shadow chases you in circles within your 5 foot square. That is its turn. Professor, you're up.
Goodness. I think seeing the force damage done by Herr Waffle, I think he's going to...
just got German, Herr Waffle.
Yeah, Herr Waffle. By the Stroop Waffle. I think... Gotcha. I think... Wait, is that correct? Hold on. I need to double check and make sure that this was an oversight or I don't want to overcount how many spells I have prepared because I always have Magic Missile prepared, but I don't have it clicked, which tells me something happened. 3, 8, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I'm doing math on a stream. Hey, folks. Oh, it's
yeah,
a level.
We do a lot of that.
Yeah, that's
7 plus
yeah.
9, 12. Yep, I don't have it prepared. That's lovely. Well, wonderful time. Can I ask, would I have any reason to know if this creature is likely resistant to all elemental damage based on my experience with these type creatures? Man, not having... I'm on the up and up, folks. If I don't click it, I take it.
Okay. Yes, you expect that actually it's probably completely immune to cold damage, as many undead are, especially in corporal undead. So your elemental attacks like acid, fire, lightning, thunder, all going to be resistance. And cold is really no dice. Corporal undead suck. Or they're great, depending on which side of the DM screen you're sitting on. They get to do all the annoying stuff. They just move
I
through
love
walls
it.
and floors. They can't be grappled. They make your player waste 20s on constitution con checks and like grappling checks. Then they take half damage from everything. They whisper. They're creepy.
Mm.
They are creepy.
I
Yeah.
mean, what do I even have? I'm so ill prepared for this fight. Okay. I'm taking forever,
Real
folks.
bait and switch. You go to the
It's-
Dragon Temple. Ooh, undead.
Fight a ghost! Fight a ghost! Oh, what do ghosts not like? No, alright. I think... Gosh.
Point of clarification, Rich. The force damage didn't do extra. It just like did its
Just
amount.
did.
No, it just
It's
did
full
full
amount.
damage. I'm just trying to find anything Reg can do that
It's not
that
elemental.
I just have I'm overbalanced on fire. This girl is on fire. Like this is the thing. I'm just gonna say this out loud, just so people at home can follow me. Spells I prepared.
Let's go.
Hold.
Let's get the list.
Hold
Yeah.
person.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Not person.
Great.
Yep.
Yep.
Misty Step. Already got too
Mhm.
much mist going on here. I thought I'd be smart and prepare Earthbind because we're going where there are dragons and flying things. Yep. Nope. Absorb elements. How many elements we got absorbing? None of that here.
Not yet.
I've got my level 4 spells, which are not useful at all yet. Not useful. We're not complaining, obviously. Here's what we're going to do instead. Does it appear that any of my friends are subject to any sort of magical effects at this moment other than my haste?
The stun, Lux
The
that
stun.
has just
Lux
dropped,
just shook
right?
it off.
Yeah, I'm
Just
good.
shook it off.
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then we are going to, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go back to an old goodie. If he doesn't know what to do, he's just going to go back to the old goodie. And he's going to step out and say, I don't care how cold you are, you appear full of hot air. Ha! And cast Vicious Mockery.
Yeah, it's a great option.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Absolutely.
and we're going to go with like a little Vicious Mockery, which the psychic damage will probably do nothing, but
It fails.
Oh.
6 psychic damage?
It takes the full 6 points of psychic damage.
Hey!
There we go.
And its next
actually-
attack roll has disadvantage. Punk.
Pretty
We love it.
Punk.
percentage of its current hit points too. Very nicely done. As like it turns, peering at you, whispering like, "Forgive." Yeah. That Reg. That's your action. Nothing else. No movement. No bonus action. Anything.
Giff-Q. That's it.
You got him there, Doc. You're very fast, and you got a full round of stuff to do.
Yeah. Follow-up question to my previous question. Did the battle axe damage seem to do full damage or not? It did.
It
Gosh.
cleaved through that smoke like the way magical items cleave through smoke in D&D. Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, okay.
Just looking for anything besides a
scratch the
knife
other
and
plan I was
butter.
gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'm gonna hit it 3 times with the battle axe.
Yeah. Let's
As
go.
one does. As
All
one
at advantage because Waffle's flanking with me. 25, 28, 18,
Hell yeah, dude.
For lots of damage. That's 40 points.
40 points of damage. Waffle's gonna take his bonus action and hit it at advantage. 17 for 10 force damage.
Holy moly. Let's
did
go.
The
50
vision
points of
in like
damage to
my
it.
mind is like the cartoon cat fight of there's just like a cloud for a minute,
Yes.
you know, and that kind of like thins. Waffle and Doc are like just standing amidst like this cloud of smoke that is dissipating. The like last echo of a whisper, like, "My burden." You have obliterated. Very annoying
That's my
undead
friend!
creature. It is destroyed.
That's my best friend.
Given the final death.
Jenny!
Jenny.
Is
Jenny
Jenny
still down? Is Jenny down again?
No,
No.
after Doc brought her back up,
No,
she
I brought her
staggered back into the
Okay.
plants, and she's
Yeah,
just
She's
like,
fine.
Reg didn't check.
that was terrible. Are you all okay? I think it almost killed me.
Now I look like half as good as I did. Like,
We should go. We should go quickly.
seconds
I
ago.
can keep doing the thing with the thing, but only for so long.
Down? You mean down
down.
Yes.
or back?
Oh goodness. You are injured. Is it safe?
It's
It is
not.
safe.
I'm fine. I'm fine. This is all happening within 6 seconds. Yes, Doc, you have a hand up.
Yeah, real quick. Is Ginny at full health right now?
What'd you just heal her for? Let me-
10.
Yes.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's go.
If I have 12 seconds, I will cast Cure Wounds really quickly on both Lux and myself. If I only have 6, I'll just do it on Lux.
Well, I'm saying that this was like one round after the fight of like this conversation. Let's go. So now you want to take 2 more rounds to cast Cure Wounds?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we've had
Lux
like 2
can
rounds in
do-
So that's
combat.
like 3 rounds plus 2 rounds of combat. That's 5 rounds of haste so far.
Out of
Oh
Lux
shit! I
can-
forgot about
Lux can-
haste.
Lux can cure
That's-
wounds herself.
Sorry,
Okay.
I forgot about haste.
So
Yeah.
we're in like round 3 of haste. Let's reset. After like the Alep is dead, Ginny is like, Reg is like, let's keep going. I can hold the magic. And Ginny's like, which way, forward or back?
Yeah, I think we go forward, and I think as we're moving forward, I think there is just like this real quick like Cure Wounds on self. If Lux is gonna Cure Wounds on self.
Yeah, Lux is like,
you
I
burn
got
a spell
me.
slot.
Yeah.
Doc, you're gonna cure wounds yourself. Right? Reg, you're in good shape. This is gonna bring us nonetheless by
He
the
will
time.
Pearl of Power back a
Oh,
level,
nice.
3rd level spell slot.
Nice. Okay. So as you pull out the Pearl of Power, recharging a 3rd level spell slot, Doc like quickly in the front, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm the fastest.
Okay.
Yeah.
The group of you like hustle down the stairs. Doc like flying, like racing kind of out in front of you. I'm going to say it's 5 rounds by the time you step foot at the bottom of the staircase.
Okay.
What you find is a perfectly spherical chamber. Troy, you let me know if the dynamic lighting becomes difficult. You're up at the top center of the map. You're coming, the staircase descends straight forward, and then it begins to curve around the edge of a wall, like circling in until it like lands you at what seems like the bottom of this much smaller tower. Clearly a door right in front of you, Doc.
Yeah, I'm busting through it.
Okay, you heave the door open. Let me do one of these. To which you see this larger chamber opening up in front of you. You catch sight of a skeleton immediately on the floor with the burned like remnants of a book like underneath their kind of like outstretched clawed hand. You see like what looks like another sigil etched into the floor and 3 columns in the center of the room. You guys can move yourselves if you want to just like, yep.
Okay.
So this is going to bring us into round 6. As you step out into the room, Doc, you immediately smell, all of you, the smell of rotting flesh. Thick and cloying in the air. And I think as you move out into the room, you hear like the sound of something like dragging and kind of scraping. And yeah, you guys all like moved where you want to be as of the end of like the beginning of round 6 here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might not be like right.
I mean, I
next
think
to it.
Reginald would be farther back from Doc.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Lux is like staying close, trying to like stay between like Doc and like the group here.
Okay, as Ginny is still like lingering in this back room, Doc, you take half a step to your left. You see this tall statue carved out of what appears to be this very like fine marble of what looks like a woman standing in front of this kind of 7-pointed star etched in the floor in the center of the room. And as soon as you like shift a little bit, you hear the like the sound of something grinding against the stone on the wall immediately next to you, to which, stepping out from around the corner, the group of you see a towering monstrosity. It is tremendous. It is enormous. Like back, like head scraping along the room as it comes. It's a huge creature just like shifting out from around this little alcove. Again, this like long, almost greasy black hair drooping off like a vaguely humanoid kind of face. But this creature is like overtly draconic, and it looks as though like it's almost been kind of like piecemealed together, this sort of greenish coppery scales as its head turns towards you like God's treasure, and it begins to inhale. Let's have you guys roll initiative.
Oh my gosh.
Doc, you get a +1 to your initiative roll because of haste, since your dex is up, I think. Or your dex technically isn't up. You just
Yeah, I don't think so.
okay. I'm like thinking old.
Is
that
yes,
scary,
you are. It's
Taylor?
+2 to AC, but not because it changes stats.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. And then like the bonus to dexterity saving throws and all that.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yep.
That's the.
So this hulking behemoth of like twisted dragon flesh comes lurching out from around the corner. It got a 13.4. With that, Doc, you're up first. What do you want to do?
I would like to run over here to it. And yes.
Oh, I wasn't going to say anything. Nope. Go ahead.
Okay, great. I'm going to hit it 3 times.
As you come like charging forward, the size of this thing becomes readily apparent. 19 will hit.
For 15. At 20.
Oh, just 20?
Yeah.
I do this thing. It's disgusting. That's 12 points of damage. 14 is a miss.
Okay. And then, I didn't move Waffle. Waffle would have been like with me. Do you think Waffle has room to get there, or do you want me to play it from where?
Sure. He would have been like right next to you, and he can fly. So he can like, the ceilings of this room are very high. They're like 30 feet tall, right? And so this creature is like gigantic, like hulking down. It's like, almost like the size of a dragon, right? Waffle easily can get
Right,
access.
almost. What a weird,
Wow.
idea. Waffle's
Almost.
gonna hit it
That hits.
for 20.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. For 5. And that's gonna be my turn.
That is going to be your turn. It goes.
What's its dex? Hang on. Because Lux has a 20 dex. I don't know why it's a 13.2.
Nor do I.
Oh, it's 13.20 instead of 13.0.
Yeah, it's 20
That's what
instead
it
of 1. Yeah.
Or 0.14.
So it has a
What's
40
the
dex.
13.4?
What is the 13.4? I'm just double checking. That is what I rolled, right?
Yeah.
No, you rolled a 13.14. You just used a
Oh,
1.
that is very different.
So-
It's very different. Thank you for the heads up. Okay, Lux, you're up.
Good question.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, oh my goodness.
Looks like nothing's faster than me.
No way.
Impossible.
Yeah. Okay. Bonus. I should still have concentration on Hunter's Mark, so bonus action will shift it to this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm just gonna try and fire 2 shots at it, I guess.
Go for it.
28.
Hits. That's 29, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep, I can't
Yes.
math at all right now. And
Math.
that's not what I meant to click on. All right. Great.
Hey.
Number of damage.
What is the
19?
archery included? Or no, that's not right. That's
No,
your-
no,
it's
I
19.
accidentally clicked that.
Got
I'm
it. Yep,
sorry.
yep. Got it.
Second attack. 27.
It's
Great. Amazing. Okay,
Another one.
another one.
and another one, and another one. Dear God, you guys do a lot of damage. That's great. Lux. Put 2 arrows into it. That's your action. That's your bonus action. Hunter's Mark. You got movement.
Yes. I think she's going to. Is this like some sort of like etching into the floor? This like.
Yeah. Yes, it's actually all like set into the floor, whereas upstairs the room was carved out of the stone, like dug and etched. This is actually inlaid metal. It looks like almost these like it's hard for you to tell what kind of metal it is in the middle of this like frantic battle,
Yeah.
but it's like
Yeah.
it's a metal inlay in the stone floor.
Okay. Yeah, I think Lux is just gonna kind of like get just like. Yeah, like here. She's just gonna take a step back. Just take a step back. Yep. That's it.
Okay. At the top of the round, you see its wounds healing. It is like clearly regenerating.
Yeah.
Its flesh like closing back up where you've like sliced and torn it. As you're within 5 feet of you, I need Doc and Waffle to make Constitution saving throws.
Oh.
There is like this stinking, rotting, like miasma rolling off of it. That's going to be a success. Doc, you are not poisoned. Is Waffle immune to poison? He might be.
Yeah,
Other
I mean
construct.
poison.
Okay, I figured. Yeah, I thought he would. He should be. Back in the day, constructs just had like general traits. Okay, so now it's going to actually attack. I just want to double check precisely what I can do here. Yep. Okay, cool. Well, it's going to be dead very quickly.
I mean, you don't know that. You
It
should really
goes
move stuff
back.
back.
It proceeds to. Oh God, this is going to be tricky. Nope. Not
It's
working.
tricky.
Huh.
I was trying to get out of
yeah.
the cone.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but unfortunately, Lux, Doc, Waffle, it like rears its head up as it pulls back and it breathes, like spewing this cloud of gas that begins to fill the room. Lux, Doc, Waffle, Constitution saving throws.
Okie dokie, artichokey.
And it's
Reg,
not
you
going to be
are in
poison.
the safe zone. Lux fails. Waffle succeeds.
How much do we know the DC? Sorry.
No, you don't know the DC, but I will tell
Okay,
you. What
I will
fails.
use Flash of Genius if it's possible.
Lux succeeds. All
Yes!
of you succeed.
Hey.
Amazing. Oh my goodness.
I believe the correct, Melissa, what you were looking for was Flash of Genius. You even practiced it. And it just
Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah.
We put it out there.
Ooh, yeah,
early.
okay.
15 points of acid damage to all you guys. It's a concentration check for Hunter's Mark. I don't think you're holding anything, Doc. That's its turn. Reg, you're up.
Yeah. This is very easy. He will take out the decoder wheel. He will rotate it, twist it back into the same location that it was with the abomination type creature that came up before. He doesn't know if this is exactly the same, but it's like echoes of that.
Mhm.
And he will release a 3rd level chromatic orb of the nature of fire and hopefully hit. So I think he doesn't know yet what does hit or doesn't, so he's not going to use the clockwork.
Okay, no clockwork.
But he'll think
Yeah.
about it.
Okay. 12. unfortunately, is a miss.
Yes, I imagine so. Goodness. I'm just trying to decide if there's any benefit. Gosh. Yeah, I think he wants to keep eyes on the situation, so I think he's going to move over here to this wall, and that's going to be his turn.
I think Ginny is like peering out of the door, like, "What's going on out there? Are you guys okay?"
Nope.
Doc, I skipped you because double clicked, but you are in fact up.
Okay, still hasted?
You are still hasted, yeah. Regin taking damage. Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking of how many rounds I had.
Yeah, you're good. We are on round 7.
Okay. 11, 23, 28.
Yeah. 15 and then 12 points of damage. That's 27 points of damage. Doc, why don't you tell
that's
us?
just 11, that second one. 15 and then 11, if that matters.
26 points of damage. Alas, that 1 point made all the difference. Let's keep going. I'm just kidding. Doc, why don't you
I was
tell
going to say,
us
Waffle
what
still has a turn.
yeah, Doc, why don't you tell us what it looks like as we watch Doc cut down this like horrific nightmare of a monster?
I think she's been like spewed with poison and acid, and she's like, "Ew, gross, no," and just like hacks away at it. Very, stop it, no.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I think like if you hit it the first time, it kind of like staggers forward, right? Its head like coming down low. The second axe blow like chopping hard into the neck. Its body like crashes into the wall, and it's like as it just slumps to the ground, dead. Doc, you dart out of the way, and yeah, it's dead. It falls. The low like groan. There's exhalation of gas. As its body kind of like deflates, this like noxious, rotten flesh, acid stink kind of filling the room. It is destroyed. And I think you hear Ginny like, you all are really dangerous. I'm pretty glad that you're all very kind people.
Yeah, we are. Can Doc check out what was behind it in that room?
Yeah, it's not so much of a room as it is
Yeah,
like
I
a
think-
bit of an alcove tucked in behind the wall. But as you poke your head around behind it, Doc, there is a small pile of like coins and gems kind of like sprinkling and twinkling amidst the pile of this stuff. As you were looking down into it, you see where the heck did I go? Here I am. Right. Yeah. Basically what you see roughly is somewhere in the region of a few thousand coins, an emerald, some rubies, a couple like pieces of onyx. There's a necklace set with moonstones, a pair of gloves with like rabbit fur kind of coming out of like the hands there. You see like this obsidian brazier with these dwarven markings on it, like a goblet made of agate, and yes, and a couple of vials actually like laying amidst them as well. One of them is in like a crystalline vase, red liquid, very distinct in that it looks much like a healing potion that you have seen in the past. The other one in a kind of smoky looking vial.
Mm-hmm. Cool. I think we're going to take as much of it as we can.
Yeah.
I think Reg would definitely like look up and see if this is a similar alcove up here.
Yes.
Or is this
Nope.
just... Oh, yeah, it is just an alcove.
It
Got
is
it.
a
Got
similar
it. Okay.
alcove, though there's nothing in it, right? What are you guys doing? Are you kind of like investigating the room, or is that like as Doc's like starting to grab this coin, like you poke back there? What do you guys want to do? I guess.
Yeah, I think Lux is probably like near Doc, like looking at the treasure, but also like keeping an eye on Ginny, because I'm sure that Ginny's freaking out a little bit.
Ginny is
I think
absolutely.
Reg is like checking the entrances to the room. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so Reg, as you go to like there's an entrance down in the bottom left of the room, and there's clearly like a hallway leading back to another door, but the door is open, and it seems like on the other side of it is just like a collapse of tumbled rock. You imagine with like magic or like manpower, one might be able to excavate the passage here, but it looks as though like it's totally obscured. Walking around the rest of the room, Reg, can I have you just make an investigation check quick while Lux, you fall back with Ginny. And I think Ginny is like stepping into the room like, this is incredible. I can't even begin to believe what we're looking at here. This must have been made in her likeness. I mean, obviously, when she wore a person's flesh. Dragons are shape changers. You know that, right? Of course you know that. Yes, you must know that. But the sigil on the floor, I don't think I exactly even understand what this is. I can't.
It's okay. Take your time. Yeah, that was rough. But yeah, just take it in. Take your time, breathe. Stuff like that. You'll be okay.
Reg, as you're circling around the room, you can't help but like spot, despite that like very low roll, clearly a seam. What appears to be a second door like concealed into the lower side of the room just beneath you. And I think it just like as you kind of like gaze at it, I think you hear the words behind spoken by to your little Ginny as she's like, Phyllistra Strand has left us quite a riddle to unpuzzle here. Praise be her deeds. And I think as she says, praise be her deeds, suddenly like dust like emerges around the seam of this door next to you. And you hear like as it slides out of the way. And simultaneously a magic mouth appears on the statue who stands in the center of the room that just speaks like, those who remember may find what they seek. That my name endures. Gives me hope for the future. And I think Ginny is like standing there like staring at the statue overwhelmed. Doc, you're stuffing jewels and gems and coin and all the stuff up as you hear the voice. Yep.
I'm haste looting. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You haste looted very quickly, and then you crash as the haste ends. You're like,
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Wow, Ginny, you just knew that. You just did that.
Knew what?
I don't know, but you said something and it did the thing. And then that.
She like turns looking away from like the statues. Ginny's like clearly completely overwhelmed. And as she turns, peering past the professor, the door rumbling, all of you see this glow emanating down the hall. It's like there is this shimmering blue field in the back.
Is it a portal?
You portal sense?
A portal.
Detect portals.
Yeah.
That thing.
Can I have you make an Arcana check? It's not a portal.
Oh.
It's not a portal to another place.
Let's go with that intelligence again. 14.
Lux, it's so similar to a portal, but it's not. And it pings for an instant as you're like, what the and then you look and you realize, like, it's not like a dilation in space, but rather time. And while it is not a portal, you get the impression that it's a stasis field. And you see something small, maybe cat-sized, suspended in the center of it. It's impossible almost for you to make out the details as the portal itself is like swirling over it.
There's something in there. It's being like held in there.
What do you mean? Like what?
I don't know. There's so much going on right now. Should we go touch it?
But should we, like, not touch it, but go look?
Sure.
I know. Pinky is.
Yeah.
trying to call
He's in
me.
rare form. Yeah,
Yeah, it's really
he's all fired up. What do you want, man? You know what he's got? He drags around my dishcloths all over the place. So there's a small pile of dishcloths here next to me. Every time I'm done streaming, I'm like, God, it's like Jesus Christ. Then he's just getting socks out of the laundry, you know. So, who's going down the tunnel?
I go down the tunnel.
Lux, as you start
Yeah.
striding down the tunnel. Doc, you've pretty successfully haste looted.
Great. Then I'll be behind her.
Okay. Reg, are you following your friends in? Are you lingering in the back at the edge of the door?
I think he'll take one last look at Jenny to make sure that she is okay,
Mhm.
and then
She's-
yes,
Probably moving towards you or whatever.
yeah. I think he will. Actually, if possible, he will go third behind Doc so that Jenny is not at the back.
As you walk forward, Lux, and you're peering, you're trying to make out this shape that's inside of this shimmering blue field, and it's very distorted, but amidst the kind of scintillating light, you see it is something small and vaguely cat shaped. And as you get close up to it, you realize it's not a cat at all. It's draconic shape. Small, with these little almost antelope horns growing up out of its head, and you could see what looks like some kind of wings tucked in around its back, and it's just
Can Reginald from a distance? I forget what the distance on Dispel Magic is.
120
I think
feet.
it's oh wow, look at you
rattled that one
go.
off
I
real
really hope that that's correct, because I was about to say 60, and
I'm pretty
I
sure it's
love that
100.
Taylor just nailed me on that. That would be
I'm pretty
perfect.
sure. I don't know.
I think
guess-
regardless, assuming he gets close enough,
You cast a spell magic.
Reginald will reach out and say,
It is 120 feet.
enough of that, and cast a spell
Padawan
magic.
becomes the master. As you cast dispel magic, Reg,
Yeah.
the whole field starts to unravel, melting as though it's a kind of a globe around this thing. And this little creature, you see, its scales are bright blue. Its horns are still rather short. And it's got these vaguely butterfly-shaped wings on its back.
I think Taylor got there just before I did it.
And I think you hear dang, as this, not an orb rather, but what looks like a brass plate falls to the ground from underneath it, as though he just dropped it, you know? And I think you just hear this oh, what the fuck has been going on? Who are you people? What is happening here? What is this? I gotta go. I am in a rush. Where did you even come from?
You can't go anywhere.
No. No.
What do you mean? What is that? What are you doing? What's happening?
What do you
Who are
mean?
you?
What do you mean? I gotta go find Valistra Strand right now. She told me to hurry up and to go get this thing. And I gotta fly around half a freaking planet, lady. So you gotta get out of my way and let me get to moving.
We're looking for Valistra Strand too. Don't yell at me. We just saved you.
And also,
Yeah,
we have a
how
ship.
long
We
have
can
you
get
been
you
like
there.
that?
It's fine.
Also, you've been stuck. How long have you been stuck like that?
They don't know that, of course. They've been stuck.
Talking about
I
stuff.
mean,
Well,
I
I don't know that, Reggie.
I'm not stuck. I got wings and they're beautiful. They look like a butterfly.
They are
I'm
beautiful.
flying
They are
over here.
very pretty.
Do I look stuck?
You were just stuck. Reggie just got you out. You were in a stasis field. I know that it was a stasis field because it was certainly not a portal.
Stasis field? What are you even
Yes.
talking about, a stasis field?
You're stuck. You were stuck.
You were stuck.
Oh,
We got
yeah.
you out.
Yes. Who are you?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes. No, you and the other tiny dragon creature behind you.
Holy shit. Nice try. You're gonna have to work a little bit better than that to get one over on me, pal. Who am I? Who are you? What are you, some kind of random petitioners here at the shrine?
We're
This
the
door
crew
is
of the
supposed to be
Dragonfly.
closed. How did you even get behind this door?
We're very good.
Yeah, we know the pass. We knew the password. Somebody knew the password.
He kind of like gestures down to Jenny. She brought us here.
I don't know me. I don't know you. Where's the gnomes? We gotta go find the gnomes. Listen, I have been sent here on very important business. Who I am is less important than my task. I have been sent by Valistra Sand herself. Okay? Scion of glimmering stars to come here and retrieve this, and I need to bring it back to her lair post haste. So I don't know what you're talking about with
Whoa,
with
buddy.
seals and with this and with that, but we got to get past the line of pilgrims that are piled up outside this room, leaving their offerings and stuff, and I got to get moving. All right.
Buddy,
So
I
it's
think,
very
I
pleasant
think,
of
listen,
you all
I don't know.
come here, but
I
I
don't
gotta
know
go.
what your name is, but I don't know what year you think it is. But I think that you got a big problem here, pal.
Yeah, there's no pilgrims.
Yeah.
There hasn't
And
been
s-
anyone here in like
A long-
thousands
a long
of
time.
years, except for like one dude who's dead.
Have
Yep.
you people never met a fairy dragon? I get it. I usually am a very fun-spirited guy. I like to play the jokes. You're trying to pull one over on me. I know. It's a rite of passage. All you people think that you're going to joke on the jokester. I get it. But I got to go, all right?
I want you to look into my eyes and see the acid all over my clothes. Do I look like I'm messing with you right now?
Oh, my gosh, no. But there's a very intense gaze that you have there, miss. I don't mean to overstate the matter, but my word. Ew. What the hell happened to people?
You were attacked.
Yeah, we
This
fought
is
a
bad.
giant like scaly thing. We fought a giant like wispy thing, and then we fought a giant like poisony acidy thing.
Big dragony thing.
Yeah.
I don't
What
believe
typical-
any of this.
Go on.
Listen.
Look. Fine. Go look. Who are you?
Why are we standing in this hallway anyway? I am
Because you were trapped here, and we just
Yeah.
freed you from that.
Yeah.
And by we, I mean Reggie.
I do think like Reggie's like taking up a solid like 7/8 of the hallway,
yeah,
right? And so like any attempt for anyone to turn around and just like dart out of there, maybe over top, but that's about it.
I think he's like, all right, this is not really that funny. Maybe we just go out into the room there. I'm feeling a little cramped, and I'm not sure why we are speaking in a single file situation. It's a little bit awkward.
Great. Sure. Come on.
Oh,
Excuse us, Reggie. Sorry. Oh,
I feel
yeah.
he'll like back out slowly.
And I think that, he like comes like fluttering along through the pair. I think he would fly actually over your heads, and Ginny's like kind of slowing down. And I think he puts his hands up like, it's all right, you big guy. I am not here to do any normal chicanery or obfuscations. No practical jokes. I don't even have a riddle. I'm on. What is it? Oh my sweet.
Yes.
Yep.
It is now, which is not when it was when you went in.
Wait. Are you peoples for real?
Yes.
No, we're ghosts. Of course
It's
we're
entirely
for real.
possible. We're simply a manifestation of some people's id, but no.
But you know Velistra Strand? You said? You're looking...
We're looking for her, but gosh, she hasn't been seen in a real long time.
Do you know where she was?
Mr. Small Dragon Person, she's definitely not alive anymore. I think Jenny says, and he's like,
Yeah.
oh, so we're doomed then, huh? Oh, no.
Well, gosh, I wouldn't say that.
What's the thing you had to bring to her?
That's... it's the Astromancy archive, but if she's gone, it's too late. He just drops it.
Oh, well, let's not do that. I think Lux, like, picks it up.
This is very bad.
And I think she, like, hands it to Ginny.
I think Reg will like kind of go toward this unnamed creature, just be like, I understand that this is a lot to take in a very brief amount of time. However, your sense of doom and dread will not help us in this situation. Just tell us, why do you believe that Velistra Sand is essential to the survival of the world?
Not the world, everything. Look, dragons, their business is a very high pay grade, and I am not but a small servant in the greater scheme of affairs. But the sign out of Glimmering Stars, they're the best minds that there are. Velistra Strand knows what's happening. I mean, I don't know who exactly you people are, or what you're doing here, or if everything that you're telling me is exactly entirely accurate, but nonetheless, the first of the signs has been shown. The prophecy is unfolding, and they have seen a great unspooling of the fabric of being. Velistra Strand is the only one who seems to have any real semblance of what is happening here. And if she's gone, then that means that we're already well into the cycle of the unraveling. And I have no idea if any of them are even left. And I am just one little haphazard individual who cannot course correct all of this by myself. I don't even know how to use this stupid freaking thing.
I think we'll help you with that.
Yeah.
I'm Doc, by the way. This is Waffle.
I'm Lux.
Oh my god, you've got a metal dragon. This is something else.
Yeah, he's the best. You said something about a prophecy?
Oh yeah. Who are you? And I think Jenny's like, I'm Jenny. And he's like, not you. The big guy, the heavy. You're the muscle of the operation, I can tell. Very quiet.
Yes. Forgive me, I was taking a moment to ponder. Words such as unspooling and unraveling, it is a bit much to take in. I am Professor Reginald Frybottom.
All right. Well, now that we all know each other,
Well, you didn't tell us who
Yeah,
you were.
we don't have your name yet.
didn't I?
No.
No.
Are you sure?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel a great familiarity, a kinship almost with all of you people, but
That's really
Speak
weird.
for yourself.
Yeah, we've never
Yeah,
met you
that's
before.
weird. Strange.
yes, well, my name is Zazozuzilian, the first protector of the ancient lake of the world of Lun, hand servant to Valistra Strand and guardian of the realms of stars. It is quite a illustrious title, I know, but nonetheless, I don't expect you to remember all the details. Look, I need to figure out what exactly is going on out there.
Goodness.
Not yet, but I'll get back to you. Perhaps we ought make for the surface so I can examine the stars, because then I can verify exactly how long it's been. Because I think that you people are a little...
I mean, we're real good with stars. I'm a pilot.
Pilot? What is
Yeah,
that?
We fly in space. We have a
You
spaceship.
don't even have wings. You people are ridiculous. All right, let's go upstairs.
Oh, this is gonna be so good.
Great. Let's go upstairs.
Okay.
And I think Jenny is just like holding this disc, and she starts kind of like, wait a minute. Oh no, wait a minute. I think something's happening.
Jenny?
And it's at this point that it begins to like glow, runes glowing around all of it, and it starts to like unfold itself, and it begins like rotating in these concentric rings, creating a sphere,
Yeah.
Very
an
cool.
armillary sphere. And I think
Astromancy.
that she's like holding it up for a second as it is literally like flashing and rotating and spinning in front of you all. And like the little blue scaled fairy dragon proceeds to like make his way up the stairs in front of you, like mumbling to himself, like, thousands of years, these people have no idea what they're talking about. Pilots in space, that's ridiculous. Clearly only dragons have ever been to space. I don't even know. They must be drunk. Maybe they ate the strange mushrooms that grow on the bank of the river. I'm not even sure who I'm talking to. I feel like maybe I'm monologuing for the audience at this point, but there is no audience, so maybe that feels ridiculous. Anyway, this seems like it might be a good opportunity to leave the episode, but I'm not sure how many people are going to be here next week, so yada yada. Sometimes it's like soup. That's between stew and soup, in case you were wondering. Soup. And I think that with the armillary sphere like spinning like in front of Ginny's hands, and the three of you like looking at it uncertain, and then yes,
I think Reginald just turns back to the others and goes, "Did he say episodes?"
An audience? I don't really know what that's
What
going
are
on.
those words?
this is where it should just like drop the mic and hit Edge Street, but I mean that's where like the screen collapses to black. The static like line snaps across the middle. Feed. And I think probably scene. And that's where we'll leave our adventurers today.
Yes!
Incredible.
Oh my gosh, Kurt is gonna be so upset.
Oh my god.
I'm so happy. Yes. Oh my goodness.
Kurt's not here
Wow.
today.
Incredible. He can never leave us.
No, never, never,
Good
ever.
luck.
Oh my gosh.
I have sea invisibility. I've got, we're gonna.
This a blue scaled fairy dragon, most notably. That a lot of shit happened today, you guys. Small group, many things. I
Lots
hope
of ground
I
gets covered.
didn't
Getting
drown
shit
you with
done.
lore, but ground did get covered. You've accumulated a solid pile of coin and treasure. I think that clearly, like the Dragonfly, as it's being chased by Wyverns through the sky, will circle back quickly to regroup and, do a personnel transfer as information gets uploaded into some configuration of a very specific elite team that will be chosen for next week. I hope
You'll
that
love
was
to
fun,
see
you
it.
guys. Yeah,
Super
we do.
fun.
We love to see it.
Oh my gosh! Wow, we did so many things.
You did a lot of things.
Rich, was Zeus gonna be here before I messaged you about him 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zeus transcends time and space, which is why I'm always like hesitant to connect him to anything. I hope that
I mean-
you know where I'm coming from. Yeah.
Mhm.
Love it.
Yeah, that's an adventure. That's episode 7 of Dragonfly. You have landed on one. It might not be what you expected. You've yet to even meet Bards of the Blossoms or halflings. You met a halfling, but yeah, out here in the wilds, in the forgotten shrine of Valistrastrand, things are. That was really good. That was a really good job.
What was so that? Zazo Zucilian? Is that what his name is?
I don't know. You'll have to ask him next time. I'm sure he'll say exactly the same thing.
Wow.
This was super fun. I was looking forward to like us getting here for a while, like the whole beginning of season 2. I kind of thought like, oh yeah, you're gonna be here really quickly, but we're here, and so yeah, I have like clearly like a lot of stuff. Yeah, you guys are like digging into a lot of little things to various degrees, but you've got some revelations. You've acquired some things, and we'll see what happens next time, I guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I did prep identify.
So lovely. So lovely.
Oh, did you prep identify? Excellent. Cool.
I did. And detect magic, because I was like, we're going into a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was definitely ruins. Yeah. We'll talk. I'll give you the download when we get offline. Yeah, cool.
Sweet.
That's episode 7 in the books. That's it, you guys. This was a very fun night. I enjoy every configuration of this crew. But yeah, this one was fun to get the three.
The giggle fits were just
the giggle fits. I think.
Yeah.
Cool. I guess that with that, I should say, Melissa, what else you got going on in the world that people should be paying attention to? Because it's a bunch of stuff.
It's a bunch of stuff, yeah. Sometimes I'm here playing Humble Year. That'll happen sometime within the next month, which is exciting. Otherwise, I podcast over on Post Show Recaps, currently wrapping up our coverage of Severance from Apple TV. It's so good. People should check it out. We're doing 3 feedback shows after the whole thing is done, because there's just like way too much theorizing and questions still to go, and it's not too late to just watch the whole thing, because I think it's one of those shows that after the first season is now wrapped, like more people are going to watch it before season 2, which has been confirmed. And then soon with Grace and the great Dr. Amanda, we'll be covering The Shining Girls on Apple TV. That airs starting next week, I think.
Does it have anything to do with the Stephen King stuff, or totally adjacent?
It is
really
based on the book. So I am very not Googling anything, because it is apparently very spoilable.
I love it. That's like very temporal for me. I like just watched Dr. Sleep a couple of weeks ago, and then like went back and like cracked back into The Shining. The Shining is like one of my favorite books of all time. And yeah, that's very cool. I will be watching along. I'm interested. Cool.
Yeah. And then otherwise, if you're a patron of Post Show Recaps, even at the $5 level, you get access to the Patron podcast, and I podcast for YA with Kevin Mahadeo and Brooklyn Zed. We're currently covering Harry Potter. We just, our mid kind of series feedback show just dropped, and then we're going to take a couple weeks off while Kevin moves across the country, and then we'll come back with Half-Blood Prince with someone helping on that feedback show that you might know if you've been around these Philly streets. So yeah, check that out.
Very cool stuff. That's exciting. I'm really excited about it. That's like a great lineup of the 3 of you, but I'm very excited about this show, let alone to like hear you guys talk about it. That's cool. Good heads up. I'm hyped for it. Yeah, Troy, how about you, my friend?
Well, speaking of Apple TV Plus shows, I am doing a podcast also on Post Show Recaps that we are coming up on the finale of ? Do I have 2 more episodes or 1 more episode? I think I have 1 more. Do we have 2 more? See, I should know this. No, we can't possibly have 2 more.
It's better that you don't.
No, I think we only have 1 more.
Okay. You've done one then since last time I talked to Amanda.
Yes. Yeah. No, we just I was gonna honestly, I had that moment where I'm like, man, if we have 2 more, it's just like a slog.
Oh no.
No, the show is good. It's We Crashed on Apple TV Plus, about the rise and fall of WeWork and the couple in the middle of it, Adam and Rebecca Newman, or Rebecca Paltrow Newman, depending on when you ask her. And it's been good. It's been an entertaining podcast. The show is a little stretchy at times, which is why I'm like, it could be. Let's get to the finale and move on. But Yeah, we talked about all kinds of fun things like ridiculous organizational charts and the made up metrics that Wall Street uses when they release earnings and other things. So I don't know. It's me and Brooklyn Zed and Dr. Amanda Rabinowitz. If you are inclined to do that, you could follow me on Twitter at DJ LaBelle Klein. I'll talk about that on there, as well as a little bit Survivor stuff from time to time, although not as much recently. And other than that, come watch me play Dragonfly every Tuesday night except the first Tuesday of the month.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's always great to catch the professor. I love like all of you guys with the many podcasts you're recording. That being said, Taylor, what should we be paying attention to? As I'm gonna get you on a podcast again pretty soon. I think there's a Wheel of Time book club cooking that I want to be like talking to you about soon. But nonetheless, where do you want to like direct people's attention, my friend?
Well, gosh, speaking of Wheel of Time, this Sunday, the 24th, which I will be technically a year older then, which is kind of fun. We will be, it's coming up, you know, it's happening. But yeah, I'll be here at 8 Eastern to pick up where we left off from episode 1 of the Threads in the Pattern, which I'm so amazing. Having much fun with that.
I am super hyped for it. You get to see Taylor play like a giant 10-foot tall woman with an enormous axe whose voice rumbles like a bumblebee. And it is an absolute delight. We've got a fun crew of characters. Threads in the Pattern, we're playing the Wheel of Time tabletop role-playing game. Officially licensed by Wizards of the Coast back in 2001. It's basically 3rd edition D&D with a couple of adjustments and twists. Episode 1 was excellent. We had a great start. The players discovered that bears are dangerous. Who would have figured? And they left themselves in a very interesting position to pick back up with. So I'm very excited about that. That's this Sunday here, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. On Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern this week, we are doing our final meeting of Mistborn, the Final Empire book 1 of the Mistborn trilogy. We have our little fantasy book club that has been hanging out, meeting every week over here along with the PSR book club. So we're going to get together and talk about that. Taylor, often part of those conversations as the huge Sanderson fan. I've started book 2. Yeah, Wheel of Time podcasts like in the works. That's what I'm basically doing. Thank you guys all for like hanging out here tonight. That bear was not normal, says David. No,
it's a rough bear.
It was angry. It just was the dice, you guys. I love those moments where like the player's dice like completely collapse and the NPC that's like, you know, shouldn't be that dangerous kicks everyone's ass. It was one of those like, just chef's kiss, perfect easy moments.
Yeah. My giant axe just missed like 1,000 times. It was ridiculous.
That's cool. But at least you got somewhere to go, you know. We get to like build upwards as we go. This is a very fun episode, you guys. Thank you all for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you to everybody who hung out in the chat. We had a great crowd here tonight. I appreciate all like the gift subs and just like hanging out, participating, being present while we're streaming like makes a big difference. So we're glad to have you here. And I think that's it. Did I do all the things? I did all the things, right?
Yeah. Except send them away.
Okay, so that's where we go. Bye.